Guerilla Cricket. Whoa. Guerilla Cricket. Whoa. Guerilla Take guard, man the barricades, patrol the cover boundary. At last the time is come, this is a cricketing emergency. Hear this call to arms for every cricket revolutionary. Take up your bats and stumps for the test match insurgency. At first they tried to silence us, but we would not be silenced. They threatened us with lies, so we threatened them with violence. Che Guevara, Sangakkara, Joseph Stalin, Douglas Jardine, Robespierre, Darrell Hare, Vladimir Lenin, O'Brien Kevin, Guerilla Cricket. It's not about the winning, it's about how many rules you break. Even in cricket commentary, this is the best advice to take. Pick Guerilla Cricket, it's the finest choice you'll ever make. There's so much more to cricket than rev counters and a slice of cake. At first they tried to sanitize us and clean up our act, but people like it filthy, and we know that for a fact. Fidel Castro, Lenny Pascoe, Carlos the Jackal, Umar Akmal, Mahatma Gandhi, Grant and Andy, Brendan Behan, Austin Ian, Guerilla Cricket. Stick with us, cause you know we're not the kind of thing that you see on the TV and the radio. So vive la revolution. First they tried to buy us, but we would not be bought. Okay, we were, but then we ran away, and we will not be caught. We would not give up the ghost when they left us all for dead. They decapitated us, but we just grew another head. Chairman Mao, Jamie Howe, Ho Chi Minh, Asif Din, Václav Havel, Graham Saville, No Surrender, Percy Fender, Che Guevara, Sangakkara, Joseph Stalin, Douglas Jardine, Robespierre, Darrell Hare, Vladimir Lenin, O'Brien Kevin, Guerilla Cricket.
Good morning, good evening, good dawn, good dusk, wherever you are in the world. It's Guerilla Cricket. Yay, we're back. It's Friday the 13th. Ooh, unlucky. I'm surprised you're coming in, though. It's Friday the 13th.
Oh, yeah, I should
Probably thought you were going to have an accident on the way over.
Well, I might have one on the way back,
well,
I
that's
suppose.
true.
Or I might have one while I'm here. I mean, who knows?
Who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, if you leave it till after midnight, you'll be all right. But you're not going to do that. You might fall asleep on the sofa. Who knows? Anyway, it's Friday. It's the second T20. England are playing Australia. Got battered in the first one. 19 ball 50 by Travis Head, who could have been out 4 times in the first 8 balls. Well, at least 12 balls. Beaten on the outside edge so many times by Jofra Archer, and then flashed Sam Curran for 30 and 1 over, and ended up with a 19 ball 50. They went on to get 180 when it was looking like they were going to get 100 and, well, they got 179, but they looked like they were going to get about 220, 230 at one point. England pegged them back well, but weak batting, I would say, from England. Cost them top 5, basically got nowhere. And we ended up running 29 runs short, I think it was, 151 we were all out for. So that was that. England are 1-0 down, and we move on to Cardiff. And there are some changes afoot. The Australians have got 3 changes. Xavier Partey is injured. Mitch Marsh is ill, apparently, and Josh Hazlewood is rested. And they bring in... Who do they bring in? Fraser McGurk, Aaron Hardy, and Cooper Connolly. So they go Travis Head, Matt Short, Fraser McGurk, Inglis, Marcus Stoinis, Tim David, Cameron Green, Sean Abbott, Aaron Hardy, Adam Zampa, and Cooper Connolly. Don't know if it's necessarily that order. I don't know what they do, actually.
Well, I'm
Batting all-rounder is Cooper Connolly.
I thought Aaron Hardy was a bit of an all-rounder as well. He's batting low down.
I think they're all-rounder,
yes.
all-rounders, apart from Zampa.
Yeah, well, they've got Sean Abbott who can bat down at 10 today.
Yeah,
so.
well, it's interesting, isn't it? Cooper Connolly is a batting all-rounder, and Aaron Hardy is just an all-rounder. So maybe he's not very good at either.
He's another.
If he's not a battering all-rounder, he should be a bowling all-rounder. But just to be called an all-rounder seems to imply that no one thinks you're okay.
Just to be an all-rounder these days.
Yeah.
I mean, he may be another Marcus Stoinis for all we know. That's all we need, another Marcus Stoinis.
Please.
I should tell you that, or you should mention, that England have done exactly the same thing as they did on Wednesday night. They've won the toss and put Australia in.
Okay. Well, there's no Jeffrey Archer tonight, but there is for England. Reece Topley is going to open the bowling. There's Phil Salt, Will Jacks, Jordan Cox, Liam Livingstone, Jacob Bethel, Sam Curran, Jamie Overton, Bryden Carter's in for Jofra, Adil Rashid, Saqib Mahmood, and Reece Topley, who's bowling. I'll play him a jingle.
KP once tried to kill him, and AB smashed him off the park. Then Boyd Rankin shattered his hand. But Reece Topley is finally in the side.
To face the first ball will be...
Don't wanna say Matt Short's evil, but I think Matt Short's evil. Matt Short might be too evil to live.
Ooh, first ball doesn't appeal for LBW. Yeah, maybe a bit high, maybe a bit of an inside edge. Reece Topley wants a review, but he's not going to get one.
Should we say the GPL is open?
The GPL is open. 152 pounds.
Go to our website, GuerillaCricket.com. Amongst all the many wonderful things you'll find there is a link to competition. You have to estimate how many runs we scored in the evening's play. The aggregate of both sides. You get it on the nose. You get all the money in the pot, but you have to pay us £1 to do so.
Aye, indeed. Matt Short is bowling. Well, facing Reece Topley, who bowls a shitty wide down the leg side. And right, no run.
We should introduce ourselves. The bear. Well, you know the bear. You should know me, Hendo. And we have James, who is.
Hello, everyone.
You're handling the
socials.
The socials for the first 5 overs, I believe.
They are being handled. Absolutely.
Good.
Lovely.
Do they feel good?
Full-fisted.
They haven't. Oh no! Third ball is a length ball that's been. It's a very short boundary out there. Yep, and it's hit the roof of the gardening hut outside the ground, and they've lost the ball already. But that's the first one of these. I seem to remember it's a bit of a postage stamp, isn't it?
Well,
Gardens.
I have a feeling that it's actually the straight boundaries that are the shorter ones at Cardiff. It's not a ground I've ever been to actually, but maybe Josh is out there and he can tell us.
I went there.
Have you been there?
Yeah,
is it not
World Cup
is it
a
not
couple
the
of
straight
times.
boundaries that are very short?
Straight boundaries are very short, but it's not a very particularly big ground anyway.
Okay. Now, poor old Reece Topley got taken off for being hit for consecutive sixes in his first over on Wednesday, and then never got back. So he ended up with figures of 1 over, none for 15. But he is tending to put it into the slot. You would have thought that he'd have worked out that short is quite good.
Yeah, especially if you roll length on his hip.
Length on his hip seems to be
Not the great place
one
to
of his
bowl.
strengths, doesn't it? Absolutely.
But yeah, well, he's tried one. He's bowled a wide. He's gone for 7 in two balls. That's flashed out. Oh, that should have been caught. Who the fuck was that? Livingstone. Maybe he didn't see. Looks like he didn't see it, but I mean, it was driven at outside the off, outside his off stump. It's a wide ball from Reece Topley, driven at by Short.
It's Jacks.
Will Jacks,
Jacks.
and he just drove at it, and it seemed to be one of those ones you catch above your head. It's a bit high, I suppose. It's higher than I thought. I thought he kind of collapsed a bit as he went for it at the same time.
Well, he's a tallish man, though, isn't
Yeah,
he, Jack?
he is.
So you know,
Wasn't too far away from it. He's gone
No.
for 10. Next ball is that's a good shot. Smash straight back down the ground. He tried to go full, tried to get the in swinger, and it failed dismally. And it's first one of these of the day too. fairly ominous, a bit like it was the other day, eh?
Yeah, I'm not sure about the idea of winning the toss again and putting them into bat.
No, I'm not convinced of that either.
It's not going to be so easy for the spinners necessarily, is it? As it was the other night. I'm not saying it's easy in general, but with those short straight boundaries.
Well, this short dude's quite good. We've never seen him before. Oh, he has a big week at that one, misses it. Could have got bowled, but it goes over the top of middle stump and there ain't no run. Yeah,
I mean, he's played. I think he was playing in the 100, wasn't he, for somebody? I'm trying to remember who it might have been, and I imagine he's played BBL, which I have to say I don't pay that much attention to. It's too early in the morning for me.
It's usually on a breakfast time when I get up.
Well, that's it.
I still don't watch it.
That's far too early for me.
I don't have Sky on the TV that we sit in for breakfast, really.
But I mean, he's impressed me in what I've seen of him the other night and so far today. Though, as you say, should have been taken by Jacks, I think.
All right. Well, Reece Topley comes in. Last ball of the over is on the stumps. That's a better ball, Fuller. And he can clip it nicely, but straight to mid-on, and there ain't no run.
James.
Yeah, so Lee is with us. Hello, everyone. David Wood. Hello, you glorious bastards. Better than being inglorious bastards, I guess. Lee also wants to point out I was first. Hand over that crown, Mog. Jay Grover gives us a Venning, which is a kind of a shorter evening, I think. Lee is also saying I hope everyone's watched Adit's newest Cricket Sickos episode. Kate Eleanor saying evening gorillas. Jay Grover evening all again. Pokebong Finger asking if I'm wearing a Licorice All Sorts merchandise. I'm not. I'm wearing a hideous tank top, which you on YouTube will be able to see.
Oh, lovely tank
top.
And
then Messi coming in with 14.2 degrees at Cardiff. Virtually no wind. I tell you that's the weather rather than himself. And the forecast to get down to 11.
Oh, nicely. Right. Guy bowling at the other end is. And he's bowling to Travis Head, who defends the first ball back to him and there's no run. And the batter is.
It's just a sweet Travis Head.
A sweet Travis Head.
From transdimensional Travis Head.
Look, they finally sorted out their fucking.
What? Blue Sky.
Yeah, Blue Sky. Oh, pulled! Up in the air, up in the air, up in the air, up in the air, over the top of everybody. And rolling on down to fine leg. It pulled by Travis Head, but he gets a big top edge. Flies over the top of everyone and makes its way down to the very fine leg boundary for 4 runs. Backstop territory, wasn't it, really?
Yeah, it was. What time is the GPL open to? 7:15? Is that right?
7:15 is correct.
7:15. So get on the GPL. 150 quid plus in the pot. While the Bears watching, I'll tell you what happened there. Mahmood bowled and he beat Travis Head outside the off stump. He played a rare defensive shot. Decent delivery, to be honest.
Yeah.
Well,
we were talking about the other night, weren't we? He's come back well, Mahmood. It's nice to see him coming back and doing well.
Absolutely.
And I guess he gets a chance to open because Jofra's not there.
Yeah, perfect.
Runs at the fall of the first wicket. That's what I was looking for.
What did you find?
I finally found it. Travis Head is facing up. Mahmood bowls onto his hip, clips it to mid wicket, and there's no run. That's what you've got to do to him, isn't it? You've got to basically cramp him.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's a definite line to him. He did it the other night.
Yeah, and the problem is if you get it slightly short, he pulls you for 6.
Well, there is that.
And if you get it slightly wide, he smashes you over there. He is pretty ominous at this form. If you can get him early, it's good. If he gets 20 balls, it's dangerous.
That's it, isn't it? I mean, if he gets 2 or 3 shots away, then you wonder how you're going to stop him. But if you can get him before he's quite found his range.
Yeah, well, they're all flipping around there and talking nonsense. Here comes Saqib again. That's full and too full and straight back over his head. One of these.
I mean, it wasn't a bad ball. I don't think it was. He was looking for the Yorker, and I think it's one of those where the batsman goes deep in his crease to kind of dig it out and get it back over him for 6. Have a look. Maybe not. Maybe
Just,
quite deep in his crease.
Yeah.
To be fair, he did take a step back, but he's in that rare vein of form where everything can go, isn't it? It's like John Lewis at Boxing Day.
It's bloody annoying is what it is.
I was thinking you were talking about John Lewis, the former England bowler.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, on Boxing Day, he's ferocious.
he's brilliant. Get him in the MCG test, that's the thing.
Saqib comes in. That's pulled. There is a man out there, though. He does field it. Is that Sammy Curran? No,
it's Bethel.
It's our new romantic Bethel. And there is just the 1 run. 26 off at 2 overs. Slightly better than the last one. I suppose it was Sammy Curran's over 30, which was about the 4th over that killed us. I will say, Farong's been in touch with us on Twitter. He says, Saturday morning greetings, my time at all. He says, to all, hope everyone is well. Been up since 6 a.m. yesterday. Brandy, rum, beer and good green tea has been my day along with work. Will I sleep this weekend? Explain it later.
Sleep.
Shall I retaliate with YouTube quickly? Jay Grover saying he seems unable to super chat. I was planning on sending Elliot a bunch of abuse as the landline is annoying me. I'll have to send a postal order. Yeah, please do super chatters, because there'll be loads of comments coming in, and super chat guarantees that we'll read you out as quickly as possible.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, don't forget, smash the like button and subscribe.
The like button. I keep saying he sounds like something from Star Wars. Smash the like button.
No, smash the like button and
the like
subscribe.
button.
That's what all the kids say on YouTube when they've got a YouTube channel, so we're doing it now. Topley's gets a second over. I don't know why, because that's gone a long way into the crowd for 6. Oh dear.
The number of the day really hops and kicks. The number of the day is 666.
I think a problem for Topley is there's absolutely no swing there at all.
No.
Yeah.
Well, it's late in the year. It's fucking 12, 14 degrees. It's not likely to swing. There's no humidity around.
So it's just hit through the line. If you put it in their half, it's going, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
basically.
also in the slot for him there.
Yeah.
I mean, that was always going to go. That's a nice hitting length.
You want to be
Absolutely.
bowling Hazelwood lines here and lengths, don't you? Just
Yeah,
you want a test match length just outside off stump, basically.
You wonder if they get off to a start here, which they have, and I'll break off.
Topley in. That's short.
Oh.
He's lent back. He kind of knew that was coming. He nearly got 6 again, but he didn't, as he chopped it over gully. And it bounces just inside the circle down at third man, and it will be another 4.
4 on the floor, and 1 more 4 than the 4 before. That's what 4's are for, to get funky on the dance floor.
Yeah, it's a very good shot. Really good shot. I was going to say, if they get off to this kind of start and England don't peg them back tonight, we could be looking at records, especially if these two stay in.
Interesting. That's short again, and once again, but follows him this time as Reece Topley, and head backs away and tries to cut it, but it's too close to him, and he just gets an under edge into the pitch, and there's no run. Super Chat's working, I see.
Hey!
Yeah, we have. Well, I feel like we've conned Messi into it. Super Chat test. It only just came up for me, coming in with $5, $5 Australian dollars. So yes, we have our first customer, our first con merchant.
I don't even know how you Super Chat, because I'm always on the back end, so I've never been on the front end to see what it looks like, weirdly. Anyway, Reece Topley bowls it short again. This time it's pull out towards deep mid wicket. There's 2 people out for the pull, so clearly that's the strategy. Jamie Overton fields it, and it'll just be the 1. 37 for none off 2.4.
Yeah, it's got both men out are at deep square and deep mid wicket.
Yeah,
Certainly for
Travis Head.
Yeah.
So there's nothing length going in there. It's all
I
in
mean,
at the body and short, and certainly angled down the leg side, so that if he does get pulled, there's some cover out there.
yeah, I'm not sure that's how they started. Although they seem to be doing the same for short, deep square and deep mid wicket by the looks of things.
Wide mid on and a man on the 45, and then he bowls a length ball. Then it gets pushed up to mid off, and there is a fielder there. There's also a cover and a point, and there is no run off that ball. It's a dot ball, a rare dot ball.
I think that's good actually. Even though you've got the 2 men back, Short has shown us that he's got the range easily to clear those guys. So if you put it back there for him, I don't think you're going to get a catch. So I think it is right to keep it slightly outside the off stump or on the line of off stump.
I have to agree. Here comes Topley. That's driven up to mid-off again. Did they get through for a single that time? No, they did not. It's another dot ball. 2 in a row! My God!
Yeah, and that was good bowling. I think that was good bowling. That was good captaincy, actually. Okay, they're still going at 12 and over, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's what victory feels like, 2 dot balls like that.
Absolutely.
Okay, so Daz Reynolds asking, who are the quicks for England without Archer, please? So Cars has replaced Archer tonight, and as you see, we've got Mahmood and we've got Topley in there. Nicholas Agar, we just have a joke, inexperienced batting lineup, chasing anything more than 150, impossible, and then follows up with why bat second.
Yeah, I don't think it was the right decision. I suppose there's an argument about the dew. I mean, there was dew the other night. It didn't seem to upset Australia too much, though, to be honest.
Well, Saki's going to have a second over. He gets, oh, for fuck's sake, fucking Travis Head. Gets that nearly into the bollocks, but somehow he manages to get sort of on the face on the bat while almost falling over and cart it round behind square and gets 4 runs.
It's Nissan She. It's Nissan She.
It got so little margin for error. I mean, it wasn't a great shot. He wasn't really in control of it. He was cramped for room, but he just somehow managed to swivel enough to get it into the right place.
Into a gap.
If it had gone where he meant it originally, I think it would have probably just gone straight to the bloke at deep square.
Probably. Well, Saki's in again. I've got 1 run to play with. Oh, go on, get caught, get caught, get caught, get caught. No, didn't carry out to the man in the deep. But only 1 run, so I've got half a run to play with now. Short is going to face up.
Oh, so what did you go? It was under 43, was it?
Under 42 and a half. Well, they don't give you a round number, do they? They have to give you a half.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
We've got a super chat, another super chat from Jay Grover saying, Elliot, never drink Diet Coke.
Fair enough.
Who's Elliot?
It's good life advice.
Who's talking about Elliot? Who's Elliot?
Elliot's probably another YouTuber.
Oh, okay, sorry. I didn't see the name.
Matt Short is facing up. And Saki bowls. Oh, big outside edge. Oh, for fuck's sake. Goes over the top of the man at short third man. And gets another bloody 4.
Just four.
See, when England were doing this the other day, they'd all go to hand.
They were. I mean,
when Australia do it, they just seem to go over the top of fielders. They're just basically swinging the axe, and swing hard is always a good thing to do. But they seem to be getting the finer edges that hit the gap. Someone's going to say I'm just moaning, but
I think you are just moaning.
I am just moaning because I've lost a bet, but. It does feel a little bit
at the moment, but things can change.
Yes, they can. They did the other day.
Yeah.
But you don't want. This is the thing. That is a slower ball into the pitch from Saqib, and Short completely mistimes it. There's no run.
That's probably the way to bowl. I mean, that's exactly what Australia did to England the other night. They bowled into the pitch, and they bowled quite a few slower, short deliveries, and you just couldn't get the pace. And you can see if you put pace on it, it just flies. With batsmen like this, you take it off and you fool them a little bit, you've got a chance.
Oh, you'd hope. Short faces up, and Saqib's in, and that's spewed off the outside half of the bat. It's gone out towards Bethel, and he'll get a single. That's a horrible shot.
Yeah, there've been a couple of those now in this over, haven't there? Where they've mishit them, but they've not mishit them long enough. So they're either clearing the boundary or they're dropping short, which does kind of suggest that the luck is going a little bit their way. But I suppose that's T20 all round, isn't it? There's a lot of luck in T20.
There is a lot of luck. 2 in a row, though. I wouldn't say. Well, were they lucky at the top? I suppose they were. I mean, Head could have been out so many times in it before he really scored a run. He's chopped that one. The thing is, they know where the gaps are.
Yeah.
When he does that well, he's done that well. He's backed away and cut it over the top of gully again. There's no one down there. Bloody formal.
4. 50 up. 4.
Wow.
Yeah, in 4 overs. They're having a start like they did the other night. Now, can England pull them back?
Maybe there's a better place to be than Sofia Gardens tonight. Brian in Brisbane, evening all from the Black Horse pub in Densall, Kent. Lovely 11 degree here in late sunshine. What odds England win tonight to keep the series alive and the sponsors, betting agencies happy?
God, I wonder what the odds are at the moment. I mean, I would have a look and I'd put if I had 100 quid to spare, I think I'd put 100 quid on Australia at this stage.
Well, I'm going under 211 and a half for their innings score. I imagine something similar to the other night's going to happen. I'll tell you what the odds are on Australia currently. They're 5-2 on. So you would only get 40 quid back.
Oh, God.
For your £100.
That's not very good, is it?
No.
I'll hang up on that, I think.
Cass is into the attack, and that goes down. Oh, now that would have been out as well. Had the throw. It came off the thigh pad, I think. The man on the 45 was Reece Topley, who shied at the stumps. And Head was not even in the shot had he hit the stumps, but bounced over the top of them at the worst, and probably wide of them as well.
Yeah, it's a pretty good piece of fielding from Topley.
Well, he wasn't even he was hardly in the frame.
Yeah.
It was very good as well, because he just looked so casual when he did it.
Yeah.
It almost like tricked you into thinking there can't have been a run out, but all of a sudden he had to have a real hurry on.
Aye. Well, Head's on 31 or 13. Well, you get 50 and 19 balls. You can get there in 17. Well, he smashed that. He's out. Yes! Thank fuck for that! Travis Head has just smashed it straight at cover. 31 or 14 deliveries is still a pretty good little T20 innings, you'd have to say. Thank God he didn't go on any further, or England could have been in trouble. But he smashed it straight at. Who did he catch?
Adil.
Was it Adil Rashid?
Yeah.
He was fielding at cover.
Yeah,
it was straight at him. Hardly had to move. Caught it comfortably. He's an elder of the side, and because it's Travis Head.
Fuck off! Just fuck off! The crowd says you.
Now I have to say, whenever I've seen Travis Head being interviewed and talking on TV, I think he's a very nice guy. But of course, I have white line fever, and when they're actually on the TV and they're playing us, they're all evil bastards.
Yeah, I mean, we have enough Australians on this programme ourselves, and we know how nice they all are. That they kind of belie the fact that we're supposed to hate them.
Yeah, the worst thing to happen to English cricket recently has been that documentary, The Test, because it just proves what thoroughly nice people they all are.
Well, that's what I was thinking of when I was saying all these things. They did seem, some of them came across as really decent people. Exactly that. Even Marnus Labuschagne comes up, and I can't stand that man.
Marnus.
On a cricket field, I fucking hate him.
And I dread to say it with you two around, but Marcus Stoinis does seem quite nice.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, these are people I hate on a cricket field. Bryden Cast is in. First ball to the new guy. Has just worked around a corner, and it could have been another run out again, although I think Short was on to what he was trying to do, which is get out the other end really quickly. Fraser McGurk, on the other hand, if he'd have been able to turn around and throw at the bowler's end, may have been in trouble, but he couldn't. And it was a close run thing. He scooped it. It took a little bit long picking it up. And,
it's a long way down for him, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a long way down. The new batsman is
Jake Fraser McGurk. He likes to go berserk. Whenever Melbourne are in a fix, he likes to whack it for a six.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
That is really good.
These are all jingles. We must have done the Big Bash at some point, because
We did, I think.
Tim Davids. Oh, now that's cut him in half. Short from Bryden Cast. And there is no run, because Tim Davids is Hurricanes. I presume he plays for, there's a team called the Hurricanes.
Oh, okay. Hobart Hurricanes, isn't it?
Yeah, well, there you go.
Yeah.
Xavier Bartlett's is BB, so he must have been. And Aaron Hardy's is he used to play for the Scorchers.
Perth,
exactly.
Yeah, there you go. Cast is bowling well.
Yeah, great comeback considering his recent ban.
Indeed. When he's in, that's full and driven hard, but straight at is that Livingstone, I think, in the covers? Extra.
Remind me of his ban. I've forgotten about that.
Betting irregularities.
He's the Man City of betting. He had over 300 infringements, but over a number of years, he says he doesn't have a problem. It was just a kind of entertainment thing. But he's back.
How long was he suspended for?
3 months.
3 months. Blimey.
Was he betting on cricket or horses? I mean, that's the question, isn't it? I mean, if it was cricket, I still don't. That one is played out to cover, and there is no run. That's the end of the over. Good over that.
Time for a change.
3 for 1. Oh, it is time for a change.
I'll just quickly do a few messages. Jay Grover is pointing out that Elliot, of course, is me from Die Hard, the cocaine.
Oh, yes.
Howard in Die Hard.
That's right.
S. Sam. Oh, no, not again. the Hardy-Head Jacks Cox conundrum. I felt a ripple in the time-space continuum. And then Jay Grover said, I'm intrigued by this statement. Please explain. So, Messrs, maybe I'll pass it over to you to take over at that point.
Sorry, which one was that?
Just on Jay Grover asking for the...
Oh, got it. Thank you.
To be explained.
Yeah. Nicholas Agar says, if you slash hard. And Chad Wright says, I took a call for 10 minutes and the score went from 7 to 52. Jesus.
Well, it could be fun now because Sammy Curran is coming on to bowl, and of course you remember he went for 30 off his first over on...
that wasn't head managed all that, didn't he?
Yes, true. It's not head. Curran is in to McGurk, and he's beaten by a clever ball from Curran to start with. It's a slower one, which perhaps the batsman wasn't expecting to get first up, and he played much too early and was beaten on the outside edge. 71 miles an hour, that from Curran. Now, curiously, did I have my glasses on just now? Because the ones that I was wearing and I was using, I seem to...
You are wearing glasses, Hendo.
No, but they're the red ones. I just put them on because the other ones... they fell on the ground. They fell on the ground. Driven in the air, and it's going to go for 4 runs through mid-off. So McGurk got the measure of that one, and he has his first boundary. And we welcome Messrs, and we welcome Will. Will, who must be on a high after Somerset's victory yesterday.
Oh, it was so good.
It was good, wasn't it?
Exciting.
Oh, it was lovely. I love the fact that, you didn't need many cameras for that game. Certainly not from sort of mid-afternoon onwards, because everyone was round the bat. It was fun. It was like old-styley cricket. Smashed! Oh, just over the top of mid-on. Well, probably by about a foot. He didn't really time it. Looks at the bottom of his bat, but that has gone away for another of these. Don't forget the GPL is open. You have to estimate how many runs will be scored tonight in total by both teams. Add them together. If you get it on the nose, you get what's in the pot. At the moment, it's £152. Could go up.
155.
155. Get in there before 7:15. Full driven again. Beautiful shot this time. We're seeing what Fraser McGurk can do, and poor old Sammy Curran is suffering again. So Australia.
Where have Australia been hiding him?
Well, they haven't been. He's been. Well, they have been, but he's been getting a lot of publicity. But then you look at his IT20 record, and it's he was only averaging 5 before this innings.
He didn't do well in 3 games in Scotland, were his first 3 T20Is.
Okay.
Got 2 ducks.
He does look a bit like Steve Smith. Around the wicket comes Curran. They're only going to get a single this time, even though there are people on the one in the offside. He's played it well enough that he can get through for that single. 66 for 1.
I know what you mean. It's in the eyes, isn't it?
Yeah, something about him. Maybe also the pick up a little bit. Have we got another piggy? Have we got another piggy?
His personality is completely different.
Well, I suppose if you call Steve Smith Piggy, you could call him Babe, being a younger version. Slower ball from Curran, flicked away down to the 45. Rather rash throw, I think, from Mahmood. Well backed up at extra cover. They take the single. That's the end of the power play. 6 overs gone. Australia 67 for 1. Messi.
Nicholas Agar says, is Bethel any good at anything? And Jackson Cox?
Jackson Cox? Do you mean Jordan?
That's an interesting way of putting it. Play proven test players. And Jay says, hooray, Will. I like Will. We all like Will. How could we not like Will?
Absolutely.
Nicholas says, £1 million on the Oz. Is it Cast or Casty? Let's see. Nicholas, can you take it easy on the messages? One in every couple of minutes is quite enough.
Is it testing you out, Messi? It's testing you out.
Yeah.
Giving you too much to do.
Some people get very enthusiastic and it sort of floods the feed.
Okay, we've got a change of bowling. Not surprisingly, England are going straight to spin. Once the power player is over, is coming into bowl to Short, who flicks this with nice timing up to long on. This is the bowler.
Rashid on the 45. Rashid on the 45. Rashid on the 45. Rashid on the 45. Turn it both ways.
It's going to bowl to Fraser McGurk. He's in, and he really gives that one air and ends up almost being a Yorker, which McGurk almost stuns underneath the bottom of his bat, and the ball runs away from him a couple of metres, and there is no run. So useful dot ball for England. And Rashid is in again. His beard, I said the other night, his beard's looking so pointy. This is the slider at the front of his hand, and it follows him onto leg stump, and all he can do is force it back to the bowler, and there is
I love
no
his beard
run
at the moment.
It's cracking, isn't it? It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. It's almost Egyptian, isn't it? It's almost Egyptian. In he comes again. Rashid bowls, and onto the front foot comes McGurk. He can't get that away. Now they're appealing for a run out there. The throw came in very quickly, and Salt did well, though overbalancing, to take off the bails. But I think he was okay. So what's that? 3 dot balls in a row. McGurk won't like that. He might have to look for the big shot now. Rashid has just gone for the single. McGurk's on 14 from 9, and he's in again. He's looking for the very clever. He bowled it very wide, and it was the googly. It came back. He tried to square drive it with a cross bat, really, McGurk, and got an under edge down to the 45, and can only pick up the single. Brings Short down to face, 21 off 17, and in comes Rashid again. It's I don't think it was the slider, but it was one that perhaps just goes straight on. It was maybe a top spinner or something. Cox is doing the fielding out on the cover boundary, just a single. Rashid's first over costs only 3, brings England back into it ever so slightly. 70 for 1 from 7. Messi.
ENH says, evening folks, happy Friday. Daniel Keevy says, I always forget who Messi shouts for when the Aussies play England.
Yeah, he's
the umpire.
He's a traitor. He's a traitor, Daniel.
Jay says, I'm not a big supporter of teams, but blimey, Somerset beating Surrey gave me an inadvertent smirk. It's a bit like, Man City getting beaten. Everybody except Man City fans want them to lose. That's what happens with Surrey, I think.
Well, yeah, I was going to say the other thing is, I was... nobody else seemed bothered by it, but I was quite bothered by the fact that they brought Shakib Al Hassan in for 1 game only. Bryden Castle's swapped ends. He's taking over from Curran, and he's in. He bowls Short, pulled by Short, although he wasn't in control of that. He almost took his eye off the ball as he played that. He's going to get a single to deep backward square. 71 for 1. I mean, actually, Shakib had a pretty good game. He took, I think, 9 wickets in the match. Didn't score any runs, but could have turned it Surrey's way, literally.
I really hope that we do make a fuss about it, because we're making a fuss about it from a winning position. So I think it would
absolutely, it can't be sound great, can it?
After you lose, it doesn't sound great.
No,
which is
absolutely. This is whipped away by Fraser McGurk down to Jamie Overton, the non-bowling Jamie Overton, playing solely as a batsman. He's at deep backward square. They take another single. Fraser McGurk onto 16 from 11. And
notice Ponting is commentating. He's a huge Fraser McGurk fan. He was the one who brought him into his IPL team.
Really? So he was playing for, it was Delhi he was in charge of, wasn't it? Yeah, Delhi Capitals, yeah. Cast then again into Short. We put that in the slot, but it's not very well played by Short, whose head went up slightly in the air. They're coming back for a second. It's not a particularly good throw for Cast to do anything with at the non-striker's end. It wasn't a particularly good shot. Head was in the air, big inside edge. Went out towards mid-wicket, but very good running. Well, it's curious because McGurk waited. McGurk was waiting and looking at Short, and then eventually Short said, "Yeah, let's go."
I honestly thought my feed had frozen. I thought it was just that.
Slower, shorter delivery from Cars, which Short can't do a lot with, and then as he gets through to the other end, he can get a single. He drops his bat after getting into his ground. 75 for 1. Cars 1 for 5 now, or 1 for 6 from 10 balls in a spell of 1 over from one end, 1 over from another end. So he's bowling pretty well. He came in for Jofra Archer. I thought that would be a weakening of the side, but he's bowling very well, mixing it up pretty nicely at the moment. He's coming into Fraser McGurk again, bowls, and he gives himself room and plays a pleasant shot, a shot that you might see on a Thursday morning at the Oval at about 20 past 11. A proper shot, and he picks up a single for it. Proper shots don't always bring you great reward in this form of the game. 76 for 1, Short 26. Fraser McGurk is on 17, and Cars has 1 ball of his second over remaining. He's running in to bowl to Short, and Short has whipped that away. Again, he hasn't really timed it, and Overton is brought into action again. Deep backward square, they take the single. Very good from Cars. He's bowled 2 overs, taken 1 for 8. After 8, Australia are 77 for 1. Messi.
Turku Kaveri says, evening, we're doomed. I reckon YY Pom's got that shortcut on his keyboard. So.
Do you think...
Nicholas Agar says, Friday the 13th, broke my rib today. I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh, God. Blimey.
Brian Barry says, that's the San Francisco Unicorns, Jake Fraser McGurk. Thank you very much. Leah says, Will, I like Will. He's nice and looks like someone who could have been a member of Tangerine Dream during the 70s and 80s.
Tangerine
Generally
Dream?
the golden age for them.
Rashid starts a new over, bowls. It's a full toss, but he's going to get away with it. It's carved down to long off. Just a single. 78 for 1. Livingstone does the fielding. I expect he'll be into the attack before too long. Bowled very well the other night. Took 3 wickets. Was kind of man of the match, although he was on the losing side. I mean, his contribution, he was the highest scorer for England as well. Rashid really throws that up. He's throwing it up too high because Fraser McGurk says, actually, I can hit that a very long way. These boundaries are short. And he clears the rope by many a mile. And Australia have one of these. Yep, that's a very good shot. Perhaps just a little bit too much air there from Rashid, who then bowls a flat one. But this is pulled away. Out to deep mid-wicket, misfielded by Bethel, and what should have been a single is turned into 2. Bethel hasn't started his international career in terribly good focus at the moment. Didn't get any runs the other night, and he bowled, and he bowled quite well. 3 overs of left arm spin. Rashid in again, another flat delivery, which Fraser McGurk can force up to long. And the thing with Fraser McGurk is his name is too bloody long. I keep thinking his name is Fraser McGurk, when of course it is Jake Fraser McGurk. I just want to call him McGurk all the time. Rashid in again to Short. And he's bowled him! Short. I don't think he can believe that, really. He's gone for the big drive. Ball on sort of middle and leg, which hits middle. And then he holds the pose as if to say, that should be disappearing over the top of long on. But it's crashed into my middle and off stumps in the end. Brilliant from Rashid. He's such a good bowler in this form of the game, and Australia have lost a second wicket. And the very good thing about that, it doesn't happen as often as you expect. But he's out on the Australians' devil number of 87. So not only is it Friday the 13th, Australia have lost a wicket on 87. the universe is, I don't know, turning upside down or something.
Statistically, Australians are less likely to lose their wicket on 87 than any other number in the 80s.
Is that right? Has someone done the maths on that? Really?
Yep.
I find that hard to believe. Anyway, new batsman is Josh Inglis. Batted very well the other night.
Wows the crowd. Marvel at the skills he sets out. Josh Inglis.
Facing up to Rashid, who turns that one away. Not a lot of pace with him to play with, and he hits the man at square cover. End of the over. 87 for 2 from 9. And
Mayank says nothing like hating Manchester City. Trash team with trash players. How did the baddies with us? She says there is a very watercolour-like cloud over Hendo's head. Yeah, it's quite dramatic.
What's that? Where? My head? Yes, so there is. Yeah.
Jay Grover says, I'm geographically bound to support Yorkshire. We are horrible people. Sadly, my genetic heritage is Scots, Irish and Welsh, which is even worse. And Leah says, that was a genuine compliment towards Will. I really liked Tangerine Dream, owning the first pressing finals of their albums and T-shirts.
Bryden Cast into Fraser McGurk, who gives himself room and flashes that away really well. Although there is a man out at deep cover, it's gone squarer of him. And he picks up 4 more wonderful runs.
1, 2, 3, 4.
So McGurk is beginning to show what he can do. And maybe that's why he's so highly rated by Ricky Ponting. Josh Inglis has 2 T20 international hundreds, would you believe, already. In comes Cast again, bowls, and he smashes this into the covers straight to extra. Again, partially misfielded, but it went quick enough that Australia can't get a single. McGurk has moved on to 30 from 17 now. Australia 91 for 2. 2 balls into the 10th over. We'll be having a change at the end of this over. And, James will take over on ball by ball. Will be there on socials. And the Bear will come in to summarise. Cast in again, bowls, and once more Fraser McGurk is making room for himself. He will get a single this time. The man at extra cover set well back on the edge of the circle, and he didn't really time the shot, so there was plenty of time to get through for that one.
Perko, as this won't making me chuckle, says, yeah, no point betting on Messi dying at 87. He will be taking no chances that year.
No, that's true. That's true. Well, when Messi, he'd be going for a year ending in 3, wouldn't he? Wouldn't you?
103.
100. You fancy 103? Blimey.
Well, I'm 73 now, so that gives me another
30 years. You want another 30 years on this godforsaken planet? Cast in bowls and met by English, pushed firmly up to mid-off. They'll get through for 1.
I've only had 30 years and I'm already bored.
It's better as you get older.
Is it?
Really is.
Not for me, it isn't, Messi. Absolutely not. I disagree. Maybe if you've got loads and loads of grandkids and you live with a kangaroo and swans in your garden. But I have none of those things. I don't even have a flipping garden. Goss coming in again to bowl to Fraser McGurk. Bowls, and he aims a big booming drive, making room for himself, clearing the front leg, but it was short enough that he hit underneath it in the end. It goes through to Salt. There is no run. 93 for 2. The run rate is 9.46. And it's been a pretty impressive spell, this from Cast, coming in to replace Jofra Archer, who obviously can't play three T20s over the course of 5 days. God knows what they're going to do with him in the ODIs. Maybe he'll play the first and the fourth, something like that. Cast in again to complete the over. Oh, that was chipped up and over. That's very cleverly played by McGurk. No real power on the shot, but just made sure that it went over the top of extra cover, and they're going to get through for... Is that 3 in the end? Very good from him. Australia, after 10 overs, are 96 for 2. Inglis has a single. Fraser McGurk has 34. The Bear will come in, and James, hopefully, has returned
I have returned.
to take over
I'll
on
do a
board,
couple of
ball by ball.
messages.
Yeah, go for it.
So Michael Bedford's, Richard is with us. He says, love the show. Orns fan living in Frankfurt. Played for South Bank Old Boys in Dulwich 50 bloody years ago. Rich, you must be my generation then, Richard. Lovely to have you with us. Philip Shaw says, Tangerine Dream did the theme tune of Street Hawk. Jays says, Leah, I was reading something in German and I saw a phrase called kernel of a poodle. My German is rubbish. Is this a usual phrase? We're on a drinks break at the moment, so you're not missing anything. I shall leave you. I shall join you again on Sunday. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Messi.
Thank you, Messi.
See
Go and
later.
sleep
Messi.
well.
I was going to say also, Tangerine Dream did the soundtrack for Sorcerer. I don't know if anyone out there has seen that film, underrated remake of The Wages of Fear from the 70s. Have either of you seen that?
The Sorcerer. Oh, is that? Is that the one?
Guys in lorries taking explosive materials through the jungle, and one jolt of the lorry will blow up their lorries.
No, I was thinking.
That
I think it was
amazing.
I was thinking of an Arthurian legend type film. But there you go.
No, it's it's a fantastic soundtrack. I would thoroughly recommend it. Anyway, more importantly, how are we feeling about how the match is going?
They're getting too many runs again.
Yeah.
It's difficult, isn't it? I'm not sure. I mean, maybe our boys can come out, but they look massively underpowered the other night.
That tail that started way higher than it should do, like some sort of inverted dog.
Well, it was
worrying.
I mean, Hendo told me today that bloody Jamie Overton's in as a batsman. It's like, well, if you can't
that's
bowl,
true.
surely you pick a better batsman than Jamie Overton. There's many out there.
Wait. Jamie's in as...
Yeah.
Well, apparently he can't bowl.
No, he can't. He's in as a batsman, 100%. I'm talking of people who are in as batsmen and as bowlers. We're about to have a bit of... someone said I was dressed like Bertie Bassett before. Well, Bertie Bassett is about to come on to bowl here.
Yeah, and he sounds like this.
I am Livingstone. I play for the Lightning. My one-day kit is blue, but for the tests it's white.
And he comes in. It's a little short immediately, and Fraser McGurk is able to play it out to long on and scamper through for a couple here. Fraser McGurk's doing well. He's sort of living up to his reputation in a way that he didn't when they were playing Scotland.
Yeah.
He looks exciting. Bertie Bassett in once more. This time it's slap drived onto the offside. He's going to pick up another couple here. Easily picked up by little Sammy Curran. It's milking Liam Livingstone immediately. But Livingstone, as Hendo was saying before, was the gun bowler in the last match.
He certainly was.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Well, let's see what he can do in this one. I must admit, I was saying before the match how lucky he was to be in the side, so it shows the little that I know. But his 50th cap tonight as he comes in for the third ball of the over. It's short and it's wide and it's slapped out by McGurk, Fraser McGurk for one more, bringing Inglis, the double centurion, with 2 centuries to his name so far. Fraser McGurk twitching around, pushing the sleeves up, his lovely curly mullet escaping from his helmet. As he comes in again, there's a little bit of dancing down there from English, but then he corrects himself and is able to cut it out. It's fielded by, I think, Cox out there. Another single. So we've had 10.4 overs now. Pretty decent start from Livingstone. The last game, the spinners slowed it down a lot, didn't they? This time he gives it a little bit more flight, but Fraser McGurk can dig it out and it can go down to long off to Sammy Curran just for a single this time. Yeah, because it'll be interesting. I think Tars has done exceptionally well tonight. It'll be interesting to see if this is a spinner's game, because obviously the Aussies have brought another spinner into their side. This time it's short and wide, a bit quicker. English attempts to slap that out for a single, but doesn't achieve that aim. And at the end of the 11th over, Australia are 103 for 2. Will, what is happening in the social buzz?
So, if I can find where we were up to, there's nothing on Twitter, and what's going on? Overton's having to bowl. There's a Dr. Seuss book called If I Ran a Circus, which he calls Circus McGurkus. That's quite fun. Kieran Roseblade says, I've come to the conclusion about England, they're actually shit, but just act like a good team, and on occasions like Team America in the World World Police.
Well, Topley has come back on here, and he steps back. Fraser McGurk uppercuts it. Bethel gets fingertips to it, but in doing so falls over with the ball over the boundary for a 6.
It's a bit top edgy, that, wasn't it?
Yeah, it looked like he was trying to pull it, but he ended up sort of cutting it in the other direction. Bethel makes, I think, a good attempt at it, really.
Yeah.
I mean, a dramatic attempt. He kind of jumped up like a figure of 8.
Yeah. I think he was trying to catch it, wasn't he, and then push it back into the field of play, so it didn't go for 6.
As the next ball comes in, and it's down the leg side for a wide.
That was unfortunate.
Yeah, no, it was unfortunate. It was a good attempt. Bethel looks to me, I know he's trying to be kind of cool with his haircut, but he does look to me like someone's auntie who works in a laundrette somewhere. He's giving those vibes slightly.
So unbelievably young as well.
He does. He looks like he will not shave for another 30 years.
Yeah.
Fraser McGurk, bat raised, ready again. This time it's zeroed in more by Topley, but he's able to play it out onto the leg side, where it is fielded easily by Cox, who throws it in. Cox, who has a similar baby mullet exploding from his cap.
Now,
Fraser McGurk now on 47 from 26. Go on, Beth.
Is Fraser McGurk a ginge? Or strawberry blonde, at least?
I'd say Fraser McGurk is a blondie, but it might be from a bottle in the way that my mom is blonde. There's Topley. Anime's own Topley comes in wide on the crease, zeroed in as a Yorker. English tries to dig it out and force it down the ground, but he's able to get there. Yes, Rhys Topley, I always think he's either, as I've said many times before, from JoJo's Bizarre Adventures, or he's an anime drawing of a horse turned human. He has that kind of slightly equine quality to his...
I get that. There's a bit of BoJack Horseman about him.
It's Desperate Dan.
It's Desperate Dan, and BoJack Horseman comes in again. It's shorter this time. It's helped on its way by English. There is no one out there, and he gets a 4.
That should have been straight down someone's throat, should it not?
Should have been.
Giuliani had his reasons for selecting his landscape seasons. There were 4.
It's a little inconsistency here from Topley at the moment as he comes into the 5th ball of the over, wide on the crease again. And this time English drives in, splurges it out square of the wicket, where it's fielded by someone who shall bat but shall not bowl quite easily. Yes, so it is a bit Desperate Dan. It's Desperate Dan if you put aside the cow pies and took up protein shakes.
Yeah.
He's that kind of vibe, or maybe a Desperate Dan as he'd like to see himself in the mirror.
Or one of the puppets from Team America.
Oh yeah.
He's got all these vibes. So what he could do with now is getting a wicket. This time he sees Fraser McGurk backing away and he yorks him almost, but he's wide of the leg, so he's able to push out onto the offside and able to get another single. Australia are 117 for 2. Will, what's happening on YouTube?
YouTube's is James the Hamburglar?
That's my top. It's actually got more colours in it.
I would say that's more colourful. Rashid is class. Blah 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 blah. And then Jay having a bit of a weird conversation that I missed the beginning of about the 19th century.
Livingstone shorter this time. It is played back to him by Fraser McGurk. He almost dived forward to field that as he thought it would be a catch, but it wasn't. Do you think Livingstone has got, thinking about what we're 2 years away from the next 2020 World Cup, Do you think he's got a part in that side as it's whipped onto the leg side by Fraser McGurk just for a single?
Two, I think.
Maybe two,
He
actually.
got back for his 50.
Yeah,
Well,
very good.
give him a
Well,
look.
50 off 29, very
It's
good.
50, and you know that can't be bad. Yeah, it's 50, and you know you should be glad.
That's.
Go on, Will.
I was just going to say, I think Livingstone, he has to still be there, doesn't he?
He floats it up. It's driven hard, but it's fielded immediately by Fraser McGurk there.
Yeah, in 2 years' time, I reckon so.
Yeah.
He's got to start delivering more regularly, though,
Yes.
perhaps. As he comes in ready to deliver this time, it's smashed high into the Cardiff sky and right down the throat of a man who cannot bowl but can catch, Jamie Overton, and he is gone for 50.
Another one bites the dust. I think that is going to be out, Fred. Another one bites the dust. Yeah.
Sort of reaching that, wasn't he, from the off a little bit?
Exactly. I wonder if it was a googly. I don't know. Or maybe just mishit it. For a minute, I thought it was going for 6. Then it was apparent it wasn't carrying.
And the catch that Overton took there, the size of the man, it looks like he's holding a marble when he comes away with it.
Yeah, both the Overtons are fucking huge.
Yeah.
And they have been fucking huge since they were about 12.
Yes, I can absolutely imagine that. We were talking about Adam Family and monsters and things the other day, and he's giving Lurch quite severely, but maybe a little bit more nimble than Lurch might be. Yeah, this one seemed to slide on a little bit, maybe. What do we think?
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah.
Just a bit of a miss hit, really, isn't it? Yeah, he did set himself, give it a big heave ho, and then 50 and out. It's like back garden cricket.
Yeah, it really is. Here comes Guerilla Cricket's favourite Australian.
Yeah. No, not him.
All the side wants is a Marcus Stoinis. He's the solution, and all the side wants is a Marcus Stoinis. Yeah.
The other half in the Zampa Stoinis bromance that percolates like their coffee through the Australian squad. The wicket taker, Livingstone, comes in, but he's not ready. He's not ready there for some unknown reason. There's a shrug from Livingstone. He doesn't care. Livingstone, the gun bowler, all of a sudden, of this England team. In once more, a bit more flight this time. And Stoinis just pats it down the wicket. It hits, actually, the wicket. It's got a little deflection, I think, off Livingstone's fingertips.
Are they going to look at that?
Seriously. I don't think... Salt did appeal for it, but I don't think that anyone else took it seriously. It'd be great now if we saw it was actually out. So he pats it down the wicket.
Oh, I don't think he touched it.
I don't know if he got... Yeah, it looks like he tried to touch it, but he didn't get a snick on it, shall we say. Now, again, the same thing has happened. Now, is this a point being made about people being out of their crease?
No, I don't think so.
Second time. This is just mind games. He's in his head, etc. Comes in, hopefully to complete his over. It's shorter this time. It's wider. It turns a lot, and Stoinis can't get to. He's surprised by the bounce, leaving Australia on 119 for 3 from 13 overs. Will, what's happening on YouTube?
What is going on? For Woody Bowl, who would you take to New Zealand? Says Daz Reynolds. Am I any relation of yours, Daz? I think Ken Livingstone has more of a chance of making the side than Liam Livingstone, says
He's dead now, isn't he, Ken? Red Ken died.
That's harsh.
Well, the newts of the world hope that Livingstone doesn't make it. Just leave us to our bloody ponds, they say. As the magician returns, the return of the spinning god, Rashid, bowling to Inglis. Forces it wider on the leg there. He saw Inglis moving, just a little trigger movement to give it away, and he squirms it out onto the off and can scuttle through for a single, taking Stoinis onto strike here. Rashid has got to fancy this right now. If you can get one of these two, this game has been wrested back a little bit, would we say?
I would say, yeah. Who's next?
Yeah, I reckon so.
Yeah.
Well, Tim David's next in, but I've never really seen Tim David do a lot at international level.
Although
A couple of times.
we could say the same as Rashid comes in again. This time it's out on more on the offside. It's short. Stoinis is able to cut it away, but again, it's just a single this time. Yeah, I think so. I mean, the positivity. We had lots of negativity about life itself a moment ago. The positivity of this is we haven't had a Sam Curran over in inverted commas yet. Oh, this time he goes to drive it down the ground, but he corrects it at the last moment. English whips it out onto the leg side, where it's fielded quite easily by Cox there. They're dealing in ones and twos here at the moment. But we haven't had that monster over
no,
yet.
we've had a couple of overs of 15 or so, haven't we? But
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah.
But if you look at the result the other day, that over was sort of the difference between the two
Yeah,
teams.
very much so.
Yeah.
So this perhaps is reason for encouragement. Rashid comes in again, googlies him this time. Stoinis just able to whip it off his hips just for a single little Sammy. Curran throws him with all the fury of a 5-year-old told to tidy up his toys. 4 balls gone from the over so far.
Remember,
what do you think Australia are going to be targeting here?
They're going to be targeting smashing lights and subscribing us.
Yeah, English this time. Here's the smash. Takes it. Goes into count. It's very, very well fielded by a sliding. Who was that sliding?
I think that was
there?
Livingstone, wasn't it?
No, Livingstone went down on his. No,
Cox.
I think it was Livingstone to Cox. I think it was a relay in that time. You can imagine a man eager to get down and worship the Pope. That's kind of what he did, and he slid towards it. And no, Livingstone was able to throw it in. Cox did the actual fielding. As Rashid comes in wider this time, English is able to cut it away just for a single to complete the over. The 14th over is now gone. Australia are 126 for 3. English on 12 from 11, and Stoinis on 2 from 4. Will?
He slid like Adebayor on his return to the Emirates.
He did. It was exactly like that.
Yeah. I have a question of my own, but I'll. Looks like a sorcerer who is widely unavailable outside the overpriced physical copies. None of these make sense. I'm so
we
dyslexic.
Sorcerer the film before. Maybe
okay.
Maybe that's to do with that. William Friedkin film.
Will, do you have a Blue Sky account? No idea what that is, so no.
Like friendlier Twitter.
Oh, okay. No. I hate social media. I'm old.
Jesus. You call yourself old, you'd say you're 30, for fuck's sake, shut up, you're a youngster.
Don't say that to me and Bear. This time, there's a little reverse stab as Livingstone coming from English, and do you know what? He's going to get a 4 for it.
That's horrible. Well, it's good, but it's horrible.
2 plus 2 is our number. 2 plus 2 is our number.
Now, talking of knee slides and Manchester City, are we all aware of why Salt's number is 61?
No.
I mean, I'm guessing it's something to do with City.
You took the little clue there as Livingstone comes in once more, and a big hoik is attempted by English, but he doesn't get all of it at all, and it's easily fielded by Jamie Overton fielding mid-off there. It's because it commemorates City beating United 6-1. That is why he has chosen that number.
Oh, really?
Oh, what a prick.
If you're from
No,
the red
that's good, I
heart
like that.
of Manchester, hate that man.
You're not a United fan, are you, Will?
Oh God, no.
Here comes Livingstone to Stoinis, so he lifts it up.
No, I'm not sure he's got enough of that.
Very, very high, but I don't think it's gone very far. And it has gone right down the throat of the man who has hands as big as bloody Snowdonia. Yes, Jamie Overton has bagged another wicket for Liam Livingstone.
Top edge, for fuck's sake. Oh, no, he's out. Excellent. Top edge, for fuck's sake. Oh, no, he's out. Excellent. Top edge, for fuck's sake. Oh, no, he's out. Excellent.
I think that's my favourite jingle, just FYI.
Yeah, there we go. We get it, but Liam Livingstone, again, he is throwing the wicket party. And again, the spinners have done it. Stoinis trudges off. Maybe Zampa will have a little coffee ready for him.
Yeah, but we said this last time, and then Australia's seamers did it for us.
Yeah.
So
Okay, next optimistic thing, Bear.
Yeah.
No Hazelwood.
There is no Hazelwood. Yeah, that is true.
And he did us like a kipper.
Yeah, he did do us like a kip. He's a very good bowler. He's annoying. So the next man in is. Tim David.
Well, here he is indeed. He is heavy of chain. He is hirsute beneath his grill, and he is looking around, picking out the holes in this field. He has 3 balls to face from Livingstone. Comes in once again. This time it's on his legs. It keeps low, and he whips it away just to get a single, to get him off the mark. But at this stage, I would suggest that Australia need to stop trading in singles.
Didn't he get a golden duck in the last one, didn't he? LBW.
There you go. So that's improvement.
Yeah.
Life is about forward momentum, and he's got all of it at the moment. Comes in again. Oh, he attempts some sort of spec drive, and he just misses it wholeheartedly. Puts the bat, just pushes at it. Salt goes into his gloves, and Livingstone looks like Philip Schofield when he found out about ITV investigating him. Absolutely. There. He comes down, pitches down the wicket this time. English is able to force it out into the leg side. He's going to get just a single again. Too many singles. It's like an evening on Tinder. Too many singles, and he completes the over. 15 overs are gone now. Will, what's happening on YouTube?
Well, we're due a change now.
We're due a change. Yeah, beg your pardon.
Yeah.
Ajit is going to come and join us.
Yeah, you just finish off
Will
on a
is
couple
not-
of YouTubes.
Okay, Jay says, Will is not old. In terms of lifespan, methinks I am. Duckett is not short. Also, methinks he is. He makes me look tall, which is excellent. Angelo Matthews is resplendent in his maturity. I completely agree, Jay. So I'm just at the bottom of the YouTube
I can see
feed.
where you are.
Excellent.
You're
Who's
doing
on
ball
there?
by ball. You're doing ball by ball, Will. If you.
Oh shit. Okay.
That was the first ball.
I should.
Hello all, good evening.
All right, Ajit, how are you, mate?
I'm doing all right.
The first ball was just defended back to the bowler, and there's no run. Have you got a decent
England
enough picture? Well,
I've got a bit of a. Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Rashid. Oh, that's not straight back over his head for 6.
yeah, a bit too full. Picked up well by English, I guess.
You know, these two could still make it very tough if they bowl some pies. That was a little too full. The previous one was just about right. But
Yeah.
Livingstone seems to have taken some inspiration from the birthday of a great spinner, Shane Warne. He bowled a ripping leg break for what it was worth on this pitch outside the.
Rashid in again, and that's out into the offside and cut off by Bethel, and they'll get the single.
2. I think they came back for 2.
Oh, they
It
came
took
back
2.
for 2.
Yeah. What is this I hear about Bethel, by the way? He's the youngest ever Englishman to play international cricket. Is that correct? He's just about over 20.
He looks it.
No, he can't be.
Rashid in again.
I thought it was Sam
and
Curran
that's
as well.
down and cut off by. Who is that cut off by? My feed went.
Livingstone, I think.
I think it's Livingstone down there.
Yeah.
I think Ryan Ahmed was the youngest, wasn't he?
That's what I thought.
Rian
He's
Ahmed
18
was
plus.
Only. Yeah, Rian Ahmed was only just 18 as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well,
He's
since
young.
I've come in,
He looks like a child.
he does.
Yeah.
Though.
Rashid, and that's cut off into the offside down to sort of the third man area. Or
That was
backward
not
of
a
third.
cut, however. Sorry to disagree. That was one of the modern shots where he waited for the ball to turn into him and then just reverse swept it. I don't know, probably a reverse pull is a better term for it.
No, it was a reverse sweep. I guess you call it a reverse. It wasn't a pulls per se. Kind of in between.
Such power.
And I've lost my picture.
Well, in this case, it's a ball that was on the leg stump that's guided down to mid-wicket, where he's pitched a single and a strike, English. Do you have anything from the social media sphere, please?
What have we got? We got Curran says, "Oh Daniel, that's a terrible shout. We all know that what Bear's best jingle really is. Dame Pete, obviously." That was me answering the question.
Not Adil Rashid on 45.
No. Leah says, "Holy fuck, Will! I'm 42, trans, and willing to put my mug up on YouTube." Yeah. So you're a youngster. It's basically what we're telling you.
Yes. And we don't count experience here, Sierra. We just count actual what's available on your government documentation. No matter how much you falsified it.
Jay says, "Hooray! ASMR, Ajit, mint."
Oh, thank you.
Changing the bowling. Cast is coming back.
I thought I saw Livingstone take his jersey off. Maybe they look similar far off.
Yeah. Oh, and that's...
Oh dear.
He sort of moves to the offside and tries to kind of hoik that down, and it goes down sort of what would have been leg slips throw, but there wasn't anyone there, so it's a 4.
That's a bit inside edgy, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a miss hit for sure.
Yeah,
bit of luck there.
And he was at the 9th stump and falling away as he played that shot.
Yeah.
Very brave, very brave. But yeah, it's all about connection and 4 runs.
In again, and that's pulled down through the covers and sort of down into the, well, long off kind of area for 4.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
He has actually shown the power that he possesses. That was a bottom hand shot. Just brutally spaded through. But you see, this was hit on the up. He could have done this to the previous ball as well. So he has multiple choices for the same ball by the looks of it. It was brave of Cars to stick to outside that 6 stump line. Apparently he can think, this guy. That's a problem if you are a bowler.
Yeah. Ooh, he takes a real hoik at that and it goes through to Salt.
So wide, I suppose?
No, I think it came off the glove, didn't it?
I don't know. I think that was in the lines.
I know.
That was a slow ball and it was banged in. Oh wow, it was gloved. Absolutely, it was a chance, I thought.
Yeah, it bounced just before it got to the keeper.
It bounced, yeah. Knowing that, I expected him to dive a bit, maybe. In the meantime, we see Sam Curran warm up around the circle.
Casts in again, and that's sort of on the 5th stump line and out to mid, sort of between long on and mid wicket, kind of.
It's a field of place there for such a stroke. He's such a bottom-handed player. He uses the bat like a shovel. I would like to see him hit on the up through the covers between point and cover point. I don't think he has the stroke in his armory at all, because the bat swivels with his hand because he has a very strong bottom hand grip. But well, it's all about scoring runs, isn't it? Who cares about how pretty? But this guy, David.
It's a really interesting thing because he actually bats a lot like me, because so I've got one hand, so it's all bottom hand. I mean, he's considerably better. Cost just pings that one in, and it was sort of short, and Salt takes it above his head.
It was very rapid. It was 90, almost 89 miles an hour. And if you're a newcomer, if the ball is rising just past your midriff area at that speed around the 4th stump, you will respect it. You don't have a choice.
Yeah, his pitch seems a bit low to me. I don't think they're really getting enough, are they?
I think they're putting the shoulder in. You probably think, at least this part, you think it's bouncing more. There you go. Similar ball.
Was that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and he's given him. So that is. Oh no, go ahead.
No, it was like a slap pull that David was almost falling away as he played it. But it looks like he's nicked it, and I think they've
umpire.
He has reviewed.
Interesting. Umpire's given it.
Umpire's given it.
Tim David doesn't know if he's hit it or not, which is a bit weird. But
it didn't look like a nick at all to me.
No,
or if it's a sound.
Well, no, neither did I. But clearly there was a sound. But both the keeper and Salt went up straight away. I don't think it could have hit his body. It was away from his body, so must have heard something. Unless it was one of those ones where the bat handle clicked and he didn't really touch it. We shall have a look now.
Still a good comeback. Last 4 balls, it hit his, I think his trouser or his jersey, That might be it, rather than the bat. The bat was far away from the body, the ball, I thought. Okay, we'll see.
See if we can see from this angle. It's a lower down angle. It could be.
No.
Oh, it's definitely hit his midriff. I don't know if it hit his bat
It hit
as well.
his midriff. The bat was far away from the ball. I'm like,
no, it's definitely hit.
Hang on.
It's hit the Q end of the bat.
Wow. Wonderful decision there.
Yeah.
How did he spot that? Great umpiring.
Well, it must have made a bat-like noise, and the umpire must have heard it.
The wooden sound.
And that is why I'm not an international umpire.
There was anybody else here.
Yeah, but if you were out there, you'd have heard it.
I suppose so.
Yeah, it's a lot easier when you see it. I mean, you get if you're standing at the end of the wicket, you get a much better idea of that kind of thing. We have to say...
You get the deviation, I guess.
Yeah. We have to say goodbye to Tim David, isn't it?
On your bike, mate. Bye-bye.
Once you get to failures for David, isn't it? And that's a good thing. Such a power hitter. He could have done all the damage. Again, England look like they're going to restrict Australia well under 200.
Well, yeah, I went under 200. This is the great thing about Australia. They keep they keep scoring really big in a power play. So the under 20 overs at the end of the power play is like 210, 225, and in a lot of instances, it's the same in the IPL. If you go up like that in a power play, it often gets dragged back. Sometimes it doesn't, but often it does. We have a new batsman up after this.
I dislike the most, Sam Curran, and he's in.
Wow!
Oh, and that's whipped away into the and that's caught in the deep. That's a great catch.
Looks like a setup, but very well caught indeed.
Yeah, he angled it into the legs, didn't he? And he clipped it, didn't time it.
I think it got to him a bit sooner than he had thought. Yeah.
And that's Josh English as well, so that's the guy at the other
English.
end. Yeah, so that's the two. Well, I don't think Tim David was ever set really, but Josh English was set, and now we have to send him off as well. So we'll give him a jingle.
I won't look back, 'cause by the time that I do, you'll be gone.
On 42 off 26. It's not a bad little innings, is it? So we've had...
no, not at all.
So we've got two new batsmen now. I'm going to play both the jingles.
Sean Abbott, bowl. Batsman and bowler with tight control.
We are the Cameron Green Appreciation Society. God save Mitchell Marsh's brand of all-round variety. We are the Cameron Green Preservation Society. His injuries cause all of us excessive anxiety.
There I don't... it's Aaron Hardy, I think, the other batter.
That just went through to Salt. It was fairly close to that kind of off-stump area.
Yeah.
Bit of a cutter.
Yeah.
I meant to say there's no Sean Abbott today. It's Aaron Hardy.
Aaron Hardy, of course.
Yeah. So I tried putting it on the chat as well, but never mind.
No. But that's interesting. Because we've got no. So there must have been 4 changes today, surely. Okay. It's Aaron Hardy.
Yeah.
And because I thought Josh Hazel wasn't playing as well.
Sam in again, and that's hoiked down the ground into the leg side.
What a throw!
And they take that was an absolute rocket in from the deep.
One bounce hitting the stumps. Wonderful throwing. But nonetheless, I mean, they have struck some very timely blows here, England, leading up to the death, because they have taken out English.
No, he's Cameron Green. He's Cameron Green. No, you're talking about
this is Cam Green, yes,
yeah.
but Sean Abbott is not playing. Nonetheless, I mean, Cam Green, I don't think they'll drop him yet. They're looking to make him a fixture desperately, isn't it?
Yeah, they want him as the all-rounder, don't they? Same in the Test side as well. I mean, he's pretty good.
All right.
Sam Curran in again, and that's just defended, but defended in such a way that it was so rapid that it actually went all the way down to sort of the long off area.
I'm seeing something here. Sam Curran is bowling cutters and it's gripping in the pitch. Last 2 balls, the ball that beat Aaron Hardy as well, the second ball of the over, and this one, they both gripped and turned a little almost. So I think this might be sort of a sticky pitch. What you're saying there?
Well, I mean, it is. Hold on, after this ball.
Oh, and Curran just comes in, and that's out into the offside for a single.
I think like the other night. I mean, it's going to get dewy, isn't it? It's probably only going to be 10 or 11 degrees. So I imagine even now it's quite dewy, and it will just get worse. So the pitch cutters into the pitch probably work, take the pace off. I mean, pace on will probably slide onto the bat. Difficult to bowl with finger spinners.
Curran in, and slapped down the ground and stopped at long off.
It required all of Green's wingspan to actually manufacture that shot. Somebody like me would have been easily beaten. He was so far outside of the ball. Anything from the socials?
What we got? Ran Ahmed was 18 years, 211 days on his T20 debut. So there you go. Messi also says, whenever I can, he's talking to Curran Blowsblade, so I'm not going to do that. We do appreciate your efforts, Messi, he says. I couldn't survive with that amount of disrupted sleep schedule without turning it into an angry honey badger. Well, you should see us over the winter, Curran, when we're up. I mean, when Pakistan test starts at 6:30 in the morning, so that's not a good time. And then we're doing New Zealand, which starts probably at 9 or 10 at night, and will end at 4 or 5 in the morning. So yeah, winter schedules. Winter is not the funnest time to do the cricket. It's all right, kind of, in South Africa because they're basically only about an hour or two ahead of us.
I find New Zealand kind of weirdly easier because you just flip it.
Well,
yeah, it depends what time of year it is. If it's yeah, it really depends what time of year it is.
In, and that's hiked high and into the deep. Oh, a catch.
Looks like Livingstone.
Down. No, it was Jamie Overton. This time his big bucket hands couldn't hold on to it.
I thought he had misjudged it a little and had to slide towards the end to get his hand under it, but getting two hands to it.
He was sort of coming down at an angle, so he was half on his knees, and it sort of bobbled out his massive.
Again, it bounced a bit more.
Shovel hands.
He ended up slicing it, Cam Green.
He got there pretty easily, to be fair.
Yeah.
Oh no, he's nailed that.
Oh, and that's absolutely slapped for 6 and taken in the crowd.
Oh wow.
Low down in front of the boundary boards. That's a very good catch. He nearly fell over the boundary boards. It's 6 runs.
Where was that gent? Well done to the gent outside the boundary, but I don't think this is the ideal length from Saqib Mahmood. Or is he banking on his pace to sort of startle the batsman?
Well, to be fair, we did create a bloody chance for the first ball. It just got dropped.
He did.
Yeah.
But then, at this level, people don't make the same mistake twice. It will stay hit the second time.
Mahmood in again. Oh, and that was sort of clipped, but then my feed went. What happened?
It went into his pads, bobbled out on the offside, and they managed to run through for a quick single.
He very nearly edged it onto stumps, but lucky enough, it went away.
I think, from my experience of Cardiff, this pitch is just doing what it is made to do. In that it's sort of like it does get really dewy, and
he's done what I did once upon a time, Mr. Overton. It went straight through his hand and hit his body.
Ooh,
there you go. What a ball!
In again, and that's Saqib Mahmood ran up the pitch and tried to kick it into the stumps as they were taking a run and missed.
Well, he was up against the
quite a long way. Didn't put any power on his shot either.
No, it was a wonderful Yorker. I thought blazing Yorker. He did well to keep it out of the stumps. Hardy.
Yeah.
Oh, how do you miss that?
Wow.
That looked like a putt from.
He tried to boot it with the outside of his foot. It was never a good thing, Should have side footed it.
What is this about?
I don't know.
The umpire is referring something. What is there to refer? Did the ball hit the stumps?
No.
I don't think the bail was dislodged, or was it?
I have no idea what the umpire was referring there. We haven't seen anything on camera. We were looking at the replay, unless they bowled a ball in the meantime.
No.
Oh, maybe they're appealing for LBW.
It was a referral from England, but
right.
It was clearly going down leg.
It's going down leg.
That's going miles down leg. Yeah.
All right. Let's see. It looks like it's impact going to be. He's even nicked it.
He's nicked it as well. I thought he got an inside edge.
Yeah.
But I think actually they were appealing it because they wanted to get maybe one run off the score at the same time. And they haven't used the review yet, and you get 2.
Yeah.
So that's fair enough. There's only 8 balls left. Might as well have a review.
Yeah. I mean,
it's going to be very similar. It's going to be very similar to the other night, isn't it? I mean, 179 they got on.
It's around the same 180 is what they're going to get here as well. Pretty cool.
Mahmood storming in, and that's on the 4th stump, and kind of just swings under his bat.
Was that some reverse there?
Yeah, I don't know if it's reverse or
and sort of nip and
Right?
I don't know.
he does get it.
Wonderful bowling.
He does get it to come back in from
There you go.
wide. Yeah.
It swung out in the air, pitched and came back off the pitch. That is definitely reverse swing. Wonderful bowling.
Yeah.
That's the thing. That's what Cardiff does. It's a really sort of. I love it.
A good thing there's no Hazelwood then.
But I'm quite biased towards loving Cardiff.
Fair enough. All concentration, Mr. Green.
Yes. And Sophie Mahmood is sort of knocked into the leg side, and that is cut off by
I think Livingstone.
And
Yeah.
I'll get back for 2.
Yeah.
End of the over. Let me give you some socials. Well, Ian H reckons we're less doomed now than we were at the beginning. Yeah, I mean, it's the problem. In both games, Head and Short have got off to absolute flyers. And we've managed to pull them back, but I think maybe it's, if they're getting 70, 80 off the first 6 overs, they're always ahead of the game, really. Jay is back on a pop today, so his head is turning. Yeah. His imagination is running wild with him. Good to see you back on the pop, Jay. I've just had my first can of wife beater. There's one more in the fridge for me, which is good.
Some port after dinner?
No, port. I don't like port. I'm not a big fan of port. But there's lots here. There's lots here in the cupboard. My mum's weird drinks cupboard that I imported when she died all those years ago.
Curran in, and that's whipped into the leg side and down the ground for 4.
Yeah, out to wide, long on.
He's a big, strong bloke in his own right, Mr. Hardy. He's no thin, slight guy, and that was a very good shot. He waited for the ball to swing into his bat.
Yeah.
It was overpitched, but he placed the ball very beautifully. That was not a bad ball. It's just a very good shot, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe a fraction short, really, isn't it?
Oh,
again, and that's
good placement.
Absolutely whacked out into the offside through the covers, and just bounces on the rope and is 4.
Given that he had that field, that was not the right ball. He bowled a ball wide outside off stump in the batsman's reach. Both
really odd.
short third man and point were in. There was nobody on the point fence or short third man fence. So he got it away there. That's why I said good shot the moment he hit it. I was looking at the field. This is not exactly clever. Oh dear.
And he goes the complete opposite way, and that is an enormous 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
He's making a case for an all-rounder's role as well, Mr. Hardy.
Well, he says he's an all-rounder.
He nailed that. That's a big 6.
He did nail it.
And he's not bowling very intelligently here. He's now sort of, the batsman has gone into a zone where no matter where you pitch the ball, he's going to go after it and probably succeed. We've all seen this, right? A couple of really good shots that you get away with, you get that confidence. Bowl wherever, I'm going to hit it hard. Or there.
And
wide.
Sam Curran bowls a wide, and he was trying to do the kind of wider kind of cutter, and then
the wide
Yorker that hits the edge of the two.
But it was just the wrong side of the line.
Nipped off the cut, didn't it? So like,
yeah,
it just didn't. I don't know.
It's not a
having
bad
a bit
idea,
of a
this, to take the momentum away from the
Oh,
batter.
it's a good idea. He's just having a bit of a Sam Curran
Well,
moment.
they're telegraphing the field again. Out goes a very
Yeah.
deep, wide third man and a square leg as well. Fine leg moves in, and there's now a sort of short third man. Sort of like more like a deep gully. There's a long off, there's a cow corner, and a deep square leg on the leg side.
Curran in, and that's cut down, and my feet's gone.
It's pulled out.
Long
for
legs
Jordan
there,
Cox.
Cox.
Yeah, out of cow corner. I'd say it was
Yeah,
cow. But they did manage to get back for 2.
He did well the field there, but they found the time for 2. 2 very tall men at the crease clearly, and they're making most of their long legs in the last over.
Curran in and tries that ball again on that wide Yorker, and it doesn't come off again. So that's a wide.
It's a very, very costly over. If you're an England fan, they've already conceded 16, 18 runs. So
Yeah, very poor last over.
and he has 2 more balls to come.
Yep.
Who knows? He could really do more damage. Get Australia to the dead 200. Who knows? They're 190.
Oh, and he tries it again, but that's smashed it 3 point, and is cut off for the 1.
Yeah. Well, Green has the last ball and 192.
Yeah.
Don't think he can get them to 200 unless Mr. Curran helps him. But, well, Australia will be happier considering there was suddenly this slump in the middle of nowhere in the 15 to 16, 17th over. They've done well to get up very close to 200.
Yeah. In for the last ball, and he clips that off his
Don't
legs,
do
and-
that, you fucking idiot.
Then why did you do that?
He threw the
sorry.
ball, knowing there's a mid-off, I
He-
think. We should give him the benefit of the doubt.
You just hold
he
on
aimed
to the
the
ball.
sh-
You just hold
throw
on
it
to the ball. I mean, it's just played. It's come off his pads, dropped
Hold on
into
to it.
mid-wicket. No one's there. He's gone to field it himself. I mean, there is a mid-off. That's fair enough.
Looks
If
like
you-
Salt is telling him that very thing. from
Well,
his
exactly.
expression.
I mean, if you have a wild throw and miss your man at mid-off, you can go for 4 with buzzers, don't you? I mean, it's he's clearly in at the other end. He's not going to run him out. Just hold on to the ball, run back to the stumps, make sure it's just 1. 20 overs done, 193 for 6 Australia. Probably 10, 15 runs too much. That last over was pretty poor. It's gone for what, 18, I think, in the end. 6-6-4. No, 6-4-4. 2 wides. That's 16, and then 2 singles. Yeah, so
Yeah,
18. Not a great last over.
No. But all right. I thought I was impressed with Cars, the speed and the lift he got off the wicket, 2 for 26.
Yeah, that's the best I've seen him bowl actually in an England shirt. I think he often goes for a fair few runs when I've watched him. To be fair,
Livingstone ahead of Rashid when it comes to spin. Livingstone 2 for 16 off his 3. Rashid 1 for 35. Sam Curran a little of a letdown. But Reece Topley and Mahmood also very costly. I think the spinners did a good job, and Bryden Cars may have saved their blush, otherwise they were looking at 220 here in England.
wow. Jahinga Malhotra on the tubes is not happy with England. Very poor bowling. England 2,000 person lose. 20,000 people lose? I don't know what you mean by that. Very big score. Chase impossible. And Jay Grover says, "Good Lord, I was just dozing, Bear. You were dozing already?" He says, and literally 2 seconds ago, he says, "I'll drink now. My mum's drinks cabinet feels like Baba Yaga's chicken foot house. Gives me the fear." There's some weird shit in there. There's also there's not some bad stuff. There's some well, is it good Bacardi? I don't know, but I mean, at least there's some sort of normal stuff.
Bacardi's always good.
But then there's things, some weird liqueurs, odd stuff. And there is port. I don't like port. And then some odd things. That
Next time I'm
no
there,
one's ever going to
those
drink
parts-
really. So that's why they're all still there. So that's about it. The socials are done. What do we think of England's chances?
If they get off to a good start, I'm going to back Phil Salt to come good. He failed in the first game, but I'm going to back him to come good. He's the skipper today as well. So between him, Cox, right, and Will Jacks. If they can get England off to a similar sort of a flyer, they'll make it. But they need that.
That's the problem. You look at that top 5. You've got Phil Salt, Will Jacks, who's not had a great, as Hendo was saying, he didn't have a great 100. Has never really done a massive amount in England shirt. Must feel like a little under pressure. Jordan Cox is a newbie. It's only his second game. Liam Livingstone, he's an old stager at 4. And Jacob Bethel at 5, who didn't have a good game last time. And then you've got Sam Curran at 6. For me, this batting lineup is really... well, I mean, I guess I'm discounting Bethel, Cox and Will Jacks because, I don't know enough about Cox and Bethel. And I can see the potential in Jacks, but he often doesn't get enough runs for me.
Why isn't Brook playing? It would have...
they're resting the test players, basically.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
So so exactly that. I mean, when you look at it, you're missing Butler, who's injured, who you'd have opening for a start.
Huge miss.
Exactly. You'd have Harry Brook in there at 5, and then probably I don't know, and then Jordan Cox or Jacob Bethel will probably be fighting out for 1 or 2, and Will Jacks will be fighting 2 out of 3. But then you'd have some experience in there and people you trust to be able to get runs. Sam Curran shouldn't be batting at 6. He should be more like an 8.
7.
Yeah,
7
and this is it. And then you've got Jamie Overton in as a batting person. I mean, Christ Almighty!
I don't understand that at all. I simply cannot understand it. What's going on? Why is Jamie Overton, who's basically a bowling all-rounder, batting at... Is he like a specialist number 7 or something?
Well, I don't know, but I mean, surely you put Sam Curran at 7 and pick another batter at 6.
Yeah.
There's got to be someone out there to do it.
They have these next cab off the rank air quotes, right? So
well, no, it doesn't seem to work like that in England anymore. They just pick people out of the ether and go, "You're the man for the job." At least that's how it's
people
going.
Out of Surrey.
Well, yeah, and others.
All right.
Well, I see that Jack Leach has got himself back in the Pakistan squad, which is good news. I'm glad he did that. I hope he doesn't get himself injured like he did last time. And
he did very well with the ball.
Yeah, no, he did. I mean, I thought it was a bit unfortunate. To get dropped from the England squad, but I think that's mainly because he's been really unfortunate with his injuries when he's played. I mean, he injured himself in the first Ashes test, didn't he? Jumping over the boundary and into the thing. I think he did something similar in India in the first test, and then his Crohn's came back when he was in New Zealand a couple of years ago. So he's been really unfortunate with his injuries, and I think they've just thought in the end that we can't have a situation where our main spinner has the temerity and bad luck to get injured very early in a series and can't play it. Hence,
he's the third or fourth person in the line, because probably even Will Jacks might be preferred because he can also bat. Number 1 and 2 will be Curran Ahmed.
No, I don't think no. When you go to Pakistan, you want 2 frontline spinners, and I don't count Will Jacks as a frontline spinner.
No, Rehan Ahmed comes into the picture. I'm thinking that's all. Rehan Ahmed and Shoaib Bashir.
I don't think
I don't even think they picked Rehan Ahmed in the squad this time. I don't think they've gone for Tom Hartley either. I think they've just gone with 2 spinners and Root as a 3rd spinner.
Yeah,
and that's very brave, very baseball.
I don't know. I think it gives you options. Presumably Stokes comes back. If you pick 2 spinners and 2 seamers, and you've got Stokes, that's 3 seamers in Pakistan seems plenty enough, because your spinners are going to bowl a shitload of overs. And then if one of those bowlers is Gus Atkinson, he'll be batting at 8 or 9. I mean, this is it. When Stokes comes back in and Crawley's back in, Jamie Smith will be batting at 7, which isn't so bad. Depth. So I mean, there's a bit more depth, and we all know what Pakistan wickets are like. They're as flat as a pancake. He should always score 500 in the first day last time.
Well, last time, the baseball was born. It's going back to its air quotes place of birth.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to take a little break because we can. It won't be long. I'm just going to play a little bit of a podcast, and that's about it. And you'll probably get about half a question.
See you guys later.
Yeah, you're straight back on after. No, it's Hendo, James, and Will are starting up after the break, but we'll see you shortly.
Now I know this for Nottinghamshire against Surrey, and I thought, blimey, are they trying to flog him like Jock Farage in New Zealand? And so I got in touch with Kato, and he said, no, he's an offie. Oh God, well that explains it.
He bowled 50 overs. He took 7. Not making wickets easy for seamers with things that absolutely help them, and looking for other solutions to take wickets in tough conditions. From the bigger picture of becoming successful in Test cricket, it might not be such a bad thing. What do you reckon there?
Well, it's difficult, isn't it? I mean, yeah, you look at other ways of getting wickets, but they still pile up 600 runs. Ideally, you want to look at getting wickets in other directions and still keep them down to 300, 320. You know, if that's the change of ball and situation, because presumably, again, Ash's fucking myopia, we're looking at what's going to happen to English bowlers when we go to Australia and they bowl on pretty flat wickets with a Kookaburra ball, and how are we going to take wickets? I mean, this is part of the whole reason for the experimentation. However, the wickets are different, the conditions are different, and therefore, is it really that useful? I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know whether it is or it isn't. It's an experiment. But
yeah, I mean, I tend to go along with you, Bear. I mean, it's all a little bit haphazard, isn't it? I mean, I don't know how many games they've used for this year.
2 rounds at the very beginning. So the first 2 games, when you know something's afoot, when Middlesex are making regular scores of 500 plus, you think, hello, what's going on here? And then it's these last 2. So they've kind of done it in a way that they've set the players the challenge in a way of how do you cope with a Kookaburra in April, when a shiny Duke ball with a proud seam is going to be nipping all over the place. Suddenly it isn't. But also then come the end of the season, when the pitches are harder, drier, more baked, going into September, then it's the next 2 rounds. So we've still got, I think the next round's going to be the Kookaburra as well. The downside... Sorry, go on.
That'll be 4 out of, 14 county games
they
play now? Yeah, that will have been played with the Kookaburra.
The downside, from a sort of competitiveness perspective, I suppose, is that when teams need to be really doing everything they can to get a result, it's made that much more difficult to get that result as you get to the sharp end of the season. So, from the purely selfish perspective of supporting a team that you want to win, it's not necessarily such a good thing. I think in the bigger picture, it probably is a good thing, because you start to see new skills and that players have to learn, and they're going to need them to play international cricket.
Yeah, but the one thing that everyone knows about the Kookaburra is you need pace. I mean, that's not a thing you can really teach anyone, is it? That's why they're going for the Josh Holes, and they got other people, and Potts is not so in vogue, because England are just searching out the way they're going to take wickets in Australia with a Kookaburra, because it doesn't do much, is to up the pace, and batsmen make mistakes because the ball's coming to them slightly quicker. It doesn't seem to me like that's any sort of rocket science. The Kookaburra does shit for about 10 overs and that's it, and then it's wobble seam, try and get it to reverse, bang it into the pitch, keep it tight and bowl a little bit quicker, and hope that you can nibble out some, and that takes a little bit of skill, but I don't know how you can learn that in England. You've got Australia.
You've got to bowl the right length in Australia, haven't you?
Yeah.
And it's probably going to be a different length from what you bowl here, and I think that are we just trying to find reasons why our bowlers aren't just quite good enough, in the sense that, well, Josh Hazlewood, he's a decent pace, but he's not express, is he? But he's a hell of a dangerous bowler, and he's a dangerous bowler because he's so repetitive. He puts it in the same place, in the same way that someone like Glenn McGrath did. I mean, Cummins isn't. He can be very quick, but he doesn't always rely on his pace. He can swing the ball, he can seam the ball. The only man of express pace really is Stark, isn't it? I think that England are going to have a massive problem when they go to Australia, because all this talk about bowlers, but the batting is, to my mind, it has a pretty soft underbelly. Even if they try to play in the Bazball manner, which served them pretty well in the last home series. But we're so reliant on certain players, and if we're looking at pace, we're so reliant on the level of fitness of these guys. We've got a 5-test series in Australia, and we've got to, we're hoping that Jofra Archer will come back, but we don't know. Mark Wood, can break down after 2 test matches. Ollie Stone has had 4 stress fractures. I think he bowled well. At Lords, but I think also he has a tendency at times to go for quite a few runs, and he could, when the Australian batting lineup could get after him and put him under pressure. So really, I think England potentially could go down under with a really, really strong bowling lineup, but it's it's incredibly fragile.
Very breakable.
Break at any moment.
It was 3 out of 4 games were drawn.
I think that's the problem. So, in a way,
Yeah, you're breaking up a bit there. Now you're back, but you just broke up for a little bit. You're dead right, and that, England. That's always been England's problem in Australia. I'm not so worried about the batting, though. I think there's a pretty solid middle order, and if the top order can play Baz Boulian and get away with some top order runs, even if it's 80 for the first wicket sort of thing in, 12 overs or something, which will probably be the way they'll go against the newer ball. Try and put Hazelwood and someone like Cummins or Stark, and will Stark be in the next Ashes? I don't know. I mean, he's 36 now. I mean, will he be in the next Ashes? I don't know.
He's not having getting a tap on the shoulder like Jimmy did.
They've got problems. We're talking about the Ashes in fucking 18 months or whatever. But, at the top of the order.
The Bear is cut off in his prime, and England are attempting to avoid the same fate because they are out there ready to bat, ready to chase 193, 194 to win, I think it is. And Phil Salt is ready to receive. Here we go.
Get up on there. So Salt, yeah, Phil is here. Want you to push it good into the offside. Scores runs around the park. There's no way you can hide. Push it. So Salt, yeah, Phil is here.
Phil Salt's facing up to Aaron Hardy. Well, England start really let them down on Wednesday, so they need to show a bit more stickability at the crease. I'm Guerilla Hendo, Nigel Henderson. I'm joined by Will Reynolds, and also James is back with us. Good to have you guys back. 194. What do we reckon? Too much for this particular lineup?
Too much, and on this pitch.
He's in, bowls to Salt, and unusually for Salt, maybe he's had a little bit of a think about this. He doesn't try to blast his first ball over extra cover for 6, and he just plays it off the back foot defensively into the covers, and it's quite nicely played. Maybe he's just having a rethink about the way England go about chasing this target. Of course, England won the toss again and put Australia in. I find themselves chasing even more than they did on Wednesday. Full, he does try to smash this one, and he smashes it with a lot of bottom hand up to mid-on. The mid-on is quite deep, but he's hit it so hard, there's no chance of a run. And so England still wait to score. Who of you is on
socials?
Okay, James is on socials. So we'll come to those in a minute. I don't know how many entries we have for the GPL. Maybe get the Bear to check on that in a little while. Phil Salt, Will Jacks is at the other end. There's a slip in, and he's played at that one outside the off stump. A little bit of a way movement, and he's beaten, well and truly beaten. That's a moral victory for Hardy, and England already looking like they're struggling a little bit. I mean, things can change very quickly in T20 cricket, but it just needs a couple of good shots to get you going, doesn't it?
Sofia Gardens does this, though. That little bit of reverse.
He's always got a leading edge to that, and he's getting very lucky to get away with that. Again, there was some swing. He's trying to turn it onto the onside. It looped up into the covers, but wide of the man running round from mid-off. It dropped in a catchable position, but very fortunately for Salt, he found the exact spot to make it land. England start their reply 1 for none. Will Jackson, looking at his T20 career, and he's only averaging 16. He's only got a best of 40 at this level. We've seen him score masses of runs in T20 and 100 and even IPL cricket, but hasn't really had a good knock. Maybe tonight is the time. Facing up to Hardy, waits for this one and just jabs it back past the bowler, and his follow through is picked up by the extra cover, and there is no run. So just 1 from the first 5 balls, which is not quite the start that England wanted, but
not ideal, is it?
Not really.
It's not really putting the power into the power play.
No.
Oh dear, more like the powder.
Powder play, yeah, the powder play from England. Jacks will face the final ball of Hardy's over. He's in, he bowls, he plays it defensively. He's going to get a run though, as he opened the face and found the gap through the gully region. Picked up at deep backward point. Jacks will keep the strike. England move to 2 without loss. They need another 192 from 19, so it's just over 10 and over. Any socials?
Yeah, we've got Nicholas Agar going in on Lurch, going in on Jamie Overton. Crazy selection. Oh yes, Trescothick in charge.
Oh, I hadn't really thought of that. That's an interesting point, isn't it? Yeah.
And then Hattie the Batty, new quiz show. What's in Bear's mum's drinks cabinet? My guess: Campari, Advocaat, and a lemon liqueur from the Mediterranean. And then
that blue liqueur.
Maybe the
whatever
blue
that is.
Liqueur. And then, do you want a Twiglet comment from Jay Grove?
Oh, not another one.
You know what it says. You can just guess. As we established, Twiglets are prince of snacks and very sturdy. So
absolutely. Very tasty. Cooper Connolly, left arm round the wicket spin is going to open the bowler. We don't seem to have a jingle for him. Just as well, he's smashed down the ground by Jacks over the top of mid-off, and it's one of these. So England get their first boundary. Yeah, there's a lot of comments about my legs, which is deeply hurtful. Connolly in again. He goes for the sweep. He misses. It's gone down the leg side. Probably going to be a wide. It is indeed, given as such. It's an interesting approach from Australia, opening with a spinner, going in with another spinner. Really, that they didn't have on Wednesday night, and you felt that might be a problem for them. This is whipped through mid-wicket. In comes David. Brilliant running from Salt to get back for a second there. He didn't have that far to go, David. He's quite a big man, maybe not as quick as some. And Jack's moved. Sorry, go on.
No, I was going to say, it's possibly worth saying to people who haven't seen Connolly before, if you think of the mid-90s weird Mormon band, the Hanson.
Oh, yes!
He is very much giving that.
Oh, he's in again, he bowls, and this one he goes down the ground. David is there again. Are they going to get back for a second once more? They are indeed. So this is good running from England. 11 now for no wicket. Jacks has 9 of them. And Connolly has gone for 9 effectively off 3 balls, is it? Or 3 or 4 balls. He's bowled a wide as well. So this is a better over already for England.
He really looks like he's only enthusiastic about 2 things: playing bass and Jesus.
Onto the back foot goes Jacks. He's going to get a single. Connolly's gone racing after it, and they're going to come back for a second. There's no one saving the single there, and as it turns out, no one able to save the 2. That's very clever batting from Jackson from England, and good running from his captain Salt. England moved to 13 for no wicket. I didn't know Hanson were a Mormon band, I have to say.
I don't even know. Actually, as I said that, I've no idea if they are. It's just the vibe that they get.
It's
I do remember Hanson.
I don't think they are officially Mormon, but
short, and that one speared in towards Jacks, who'd given himself room, and then was rather hurried in the cut shot and played it well enough, but short was in its way at squarish cover. So a rare dot ball in this over. Jax is on 11 from 7, Salt 1 from 4. Final ball of this Connolly over. He's in. Jax gives himself a lot of room there and then pushes it out to mid-off. Did they come through for the single then? They looked as if they were going to, and I think in the end they probably stopped and didn't. So Connolly ends the over pretty well. After 2, England chasing 194 to win are 13 for none. James.
So Jay Grover. Oh, sorry. I was going to say Jay Grover coming in. Actually, this is for me. What is Elliot drinking, and can I have some? Well, Elliot, me and myself, is drinking a cup of tea from my wife's cork mug that she really hates me when I use. So I'm sure she's very happy about that. Daniel keeps saying, is Zampa playing?
Yes.
Wouldn't you open with him if you're going for a spin bowler? Well, I suppose he's like Rashid. Maybe he has his set overs and you don't mess around. And then Jay Grover, James has changed his camera. Why do you mock me so?
Well, there you go. Hardy is going to bowl. He's going to keep the slip in there. He's got a third man, a short third man. He's very fine, and it's outside the off stump. Salt tries to whack that from a foot wide over mid wicket and makes no contact. Well, I say makes no contact, but the slip seemed to get very excited. The ball just dropped short of the keeper, but the slip was very interested about whether he'd got an under edge to that. So perhaps there was some bat involved, but Salt survives.
He was trying to Tim David him, wasn't he?
Yeah, Tim David's had a really bad series so far, hasn't he? He's only lasted 3 balls so far in this series. Hardy in again, short, and he's pulled that, and he's looked to the heavens. He's going to see if that lands in the crowd. It does, and then it bounces further on up into the posh seats, and that is 6 all the way for Phil Salt. So that might just get Salt going. I thought there was talk about the Northern Lights were going to be visible again.
Yes.
It doesn't look like they're over Wales. Anyway.
Yeah, they're not round here.
No.
I don't know why. They're not.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they're around Sydenham either.
Far from Wales.
19 for none. 19 for none. And Hardy coming in again to Salt, who's played the same sort of shot, maybe a little bit square. Has he got enough on it? Yes, he has. It's about 4 rows back, consecutive ones of these. It's strange, isn't it, in T20 cricket in particular, that once a bloke hits one good shot, it just suddenly switches into another gear. Or switches up a gear. I think Salt has now gone past Jax. He's on to 13 with those 2 big hits.
It does help that Sofia Gardens has really short boundaries.
Well, yes.
Like, particularly square of the wicket, they are 60 metres just.
He smashed this one straight. He's got underneath that one, and that's gone a long way back. Fantastic shot. It's a hat-trick of these. I do need to know about this because I'm confused, because everyone's told me that the short boundaries at Cardiff are the straight ones. Are they just even shorter than the square ones?
They're even short. Yeah, like it is so small.
Oh right.
Okay. Basically, so I know this because I've been smacked for 6 there myself, like way too many times for it to be comfortable. So they are really, really short. But yeah, the ones sort of down the ground are particularly short as well.
The interesting thing I thought the other night, well, not interesting necessarily, but something that I don't really approve of, is the fact that the Rose Bowl, they had brought the boundaries in so far for the match the other night. It was just ridiculous.
It was madness.
But they brought them in so far that they had to bring the advertising orders in as well. It was weird.
Well, that's it. I mean, that's fair enough these days. If you're talking about health and safety, so you have a 5-yard gap. Hardy in again.
That's fine.
Worked off his legs. Just be a single, I think, this time. I think it's Short out there doing the fielding. They take that one. Salt moves on to 20. So 3 sixes in a row. That's got England going. And he's very much Salt at his best. He's a very, very clean hitter. So yeah, but I don't really approve of this in short form cricket, bringing the boundaries in so far. I think it makes a bit of a okay, you get bigger scores maybe, but it kind of makes a mockery of the game now that you've got these incredible bats, really. Hardy then to complete the over to Jacks, down the leg side, tries to flick it on his way. Josh Inglis behind the stumps is trying a bit of kidology that maybe he'd flicked it down the leg side, but no, it's given as a wide. England 33 for no wicket. Salt 20, Jacks 11. So after that over that's brought only 2, had 31 runs in the next 11 balls. In he comes again, bowls, and he whips this from just outside his off stump down to deep backward square. Just a single. That's the end of the over. 3 gone. England going along at the required rate, or even slightly above it. 34 for no wicket. James.
So Hattie the Batty to our Hampson chat saying Bob, what a classic. Yeah, a great song produced by the Doss Brothers. I don't know how they got them involved in that group, but they did. Jay Grover says, if I'm surfing a tsunami of drunken mentalism, I want to know what Will's picture is. Will, what is your picture?
Of what? Behind
your head, I think.
Oh, I don't even know.
We don't know.
Someone snuck in the night and hung up a picture without telling him.
There's a picture behind my head.
We've got to
it's a spare room.
We've got to change your bowling. Cooper Connolly is coming off after 1 over, and into the attack comes this man.
Sean Abbott, bowl, bowl, bowl. Batsman and bowler with tight control.
Okay. Let's see if he can.
Wasn't. No, I don't know.
Let's see if he can put the brakes on England. He bowls to Jacks, who's got underneath that. I think he's got too far underneath that. He's going to be caught, isn't he? Yes, he is. Down that deep backward square. And Jacks' summer of unconvincing short form cricket continues. He goes for 12 from 10. He often gets to start, but doesn't seem to go on. And England are 34 for 1. Is that Connolly? Is that Connolly? Is that? Oh no, who's that? That's Fraser McGurk, isn't it? Yeah, Fraser McGurk.
So that's sort of similar bleach blonde look.
Very blonde, isn't he?
It feels like a big series this for Jacks.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, I was saying the other night, I just don't think he's. When I looked at his scores, or every time I saw him, he's one of those players that I want to watch because I enjoy watching.
Yeah.
You know, he's a very attractive player, but whenever I watched him in I don't know over the summer months, he just doesn't seem to have done anything really.
Yeah.
This sounds really. I don't really rate him. I don't see what everyone sees in him. I think he can play a good shot and stuff, but I just don't. Like, if you would say, who would you actually? I just wouldn't, because he does what he does. You know, he sort of gets 12 off 10 and kind of you go, oh, that's great, cool, and it's fine, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, did get 100 in the IPL, didn't he? But there you go. He's just having a bit of a bad run at the moment for sure. This is a good ball probing around middle and leg. Jordan Cox is the man who's come to the crease. Now, he didn't really impress the other night, but he was pretty good in the 100. He had a very good average. I'll just jingle him up.
Well, he's a kitty man with a kitty plan. If he were in a band, it would not be bland. It's Jordan Cox. It's Jordan Cox. Jordan Cox. Jordan Cox.
And as soon as he comes, he goes. He plays a one-handed shot and his bowled leg stump. I'm not really sure what to make of that. It was all a bit ugly, and England suddenly have lost 2 wickets in 3 balls.
The crowd says.
Horrible shot.
crowd says you're out.
He's kind of given himself a little bit of room outside leg stump, and then played so far from his body, the ball has come between bat and rather distant pad and hit his leg stump, and the bottom hand also came off the bat. So he's gone second ball for none. England's good start is curtailed rather dramatically. 34 for 2. Let's do some tweets or some YouTubes.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got Mayank saying, Google says it's 55 metres at this ground, straight down the ground. And personally, Mayank prefers to see minuscule boundaries. T20 is a clown of a format, so why not make it a circus?
Yeah, I can see that point. I saw that tweet. I saw that message come through before you read it out. I kind of thought, yeah, perhaps. But yeah, so this is not good from England.
No,
it means
no,
that
it's.
Go on.
No, I just think it's disappointing for Cox. I mean, although I'm sort of slightly holding on to Fraser McGurk was useless in his first 3 T20 internationals, and then just scored a magnificent 50. But it's not the start he would have wanted to his international career, is it?
No. New batsman is.
I am Livingstone. I play for the Lightning. My one-day kit is blue, but for the tests it's
He's in. Bowles has beaten him with a really good ball that nips back. Has a little bit of bounce as well. Goes between bat and pad. Livingstone looks at the pitch as if it's a sort of surface of absolute horrors. And well, he may just be getting it to do a little bit. I think that's fair enough.
Yeah. Well, I think when he got Cox out, I think that moved more than Cox thought it was going to do, and that obviously almost cut Livingstone off. I just wonder with the dew coming onto the ground whether that's just nipping out the pitch a little bit.
Well, you do wonder, and the thing about that, of course, is that as Abbott is in again, bowls him a bouncer down the leg side. In fact, that probably is going to be given as a wide. It is, quite rightly. Yeah, but you know, that happened on Wednesday, and England have won the toss in both these games, and they've chosen to field. Right, having done that on Wednesday, fair enough. But having seen what happened, ball skidding a little bit, and then Australia putting the ball hard into the pitch, you think, why did they put them in again tonight? Abbott in, bowls, beats Livingstone outside the off stump, so he's been beaten on the inside and the outside, and suddenly it's not looking at all simple. This is a really good over for Australia. And
he's bowling beautifully, isn't he, actually?
Yeah, I mean, that went the other way, didn't it?
Yeah.
Again off the pitch. But, he's had a pretty successful season. He's played quite a bit for Surrey this year, hasn't he, in the county championship. He's a very good player. He's got 2 for 1 in his first over. He's in again. Bowles Livingstone hits him on the pad. A bit of excitement from behind the stumps. Nothing from Abbott himself, but he will be. Oh, hang on, no, he's thinking about it now. Travis Head is keen, and Travis Head, of course, is captain tonight in the absence of Mitchell Marsh. The timer is coming down. He's eventually, as ever, they do. They like to leave it, and it's one of these.
That was out. That was out. That was definitely out. Was that definitely out? I don't know.
I thought it was moderately close, but then there just seemed so little excitement from the bowler himself.
Yeah, it didn't look. I must admit, to my eye, it didn't look out. I thought it was optimistic.
I think it's unlikely. It may just be clipping leg.
Umpire's call, I'd say at best.
Yeah, in which case, and quite high, to be fair. Yeah. Looking at that replay.
But apart from that, it's brilliant.
Yeah. I mean, that said, he's not got forward. He's pushing out of it. He's kind of stuck on the crease. Oh, it's hit. It's missing basically. Yeah. It's probably going over the top, but it's also missing
the review
the leg stump.
Given the Aussies one of the 3 things that they love,
which is
drama.
Drama. Well, we all
they
love a
love
bit of drama.
tashes, mullets, and drama.
Oh, they do. Yeah, they do. That's true. So Australia have lost 1 review. And it looks like Marcus Stoinis is going to come on to replace whoever was bowling before. I've completely forgotten. Who was it who was just bowling? Was it Hardy? No, it was. Yeah.
Abbott, wasn't it?
Abbott. No, Abbott was. We just finished Abbott. Who was bowling from the?
Oh, sorry.
That was Hardy. Hardy bowled 2 overs, didn't he? So Stoinis is coming on to bowl.
All the side wants is a Marcus Stoinis. He's the solution, and all the side wants is a Marcus Stoinis. Yeah.
I think what you have to say is that Stoinis into Salt played a very good shot, I think. Worked it between the backward point and the short third man. It's raced away down to the boundary, and he's picked up 4 runs. Important that he gets England going again now after that that stutter in that previous over. More than a stutter, really, but.
No. Am I right in thinking that Salt is from Wales?
He is Welsh.
Barbados or something?
Yeah, he is Welsh.
Welsh Barbados. We got a lot of Barbadians in this team. Stoinis in, bowls a short, slow one, which Salt waits for, and because there's no pace on it, he just pulls it into the ground out towards deep square and picks up a single. He goes to 25, England 40 for 2. They're not far behind the rate, and in fact they're almost up with it, but those 2 wickets, and as we said, a fairly long tail again, despite the fact that Bryden Cast probably strengthens the batting a little bit in replacing Jofra Archer. Stoinis again then to Livingstone for the first time, yet to get off the mark. Looking around, looks like he's never handled a bat, to be honest, so far tonight. He batted pretty well on Wednesday. In comes Stoinis, bowls him, bowls to him, not bowls him, but he works this away neatly off his hip. He should get back for a second as it's fielded by Short, running round from deep backward square. England move to 42 for 2. Going to have a change at the end of this over. James is going to take over ball by ball. I'm apparently going to be doing socials.
Yeah, we're swapping.
And Ajit is coming in to summarise. So.
And I will be making myself a cup of tea.
Oh, not very nice indeed. Stoinis in, down the wicket comes Livingstone, and he whacks that into the onside. Has he got enough on it? So he has. He's got plenty. That's cleared the boundary by about 20 yards. 6 runs for the magnificent Liam Livingstone.
2, 4, 6.
I think he kind of decided he was going to do that halfway through Stoinis' run-up, as he started racing down the wicket. Stoinis didn't really see him coming, and he just went through with the shot, picked it up, and the boundaries are no match for him. Pushed firmly up to mid-off, and there is no run. Is that the end of the over? No, there's still 1 ball to go.
1 ball, yeah.
So Stoinis' over is gone for 13. It's been a strange power play so far. A quiet first over. I think England got 2. Then they raced to 34. Then they lost 2 wickets, and now they've picked up 13 more from this over. So this is good. A good response. A good response from Australia, and a good response from England now. What can Livingstone do with this final ball? He's down the wicket again. He does see him coming this time. He bowls it short and slow. He has a little slap at it, misses it completely, and it goes through the keeper. End of the over, 48 for 2.
I would just do some YouTube comments as we're changing over here. Nicholas Agos saying Jax is useless. Dora Z saying hi everyone. Ashley Partridge saying England need KP back or Stokes. Where's Alex Hales is my question. Okay. And then
I was going to answer about that, Alex Hales. I mean, Alex Hales I think he struggled this year, didn't he? Again, I think this is down to the fact that if you only play this form of cricket and you're not in any sort of form, you just get no batting. You're just not feeling the ball on the bat.
Yeah,
and I think that's happened to Livingstone a lot.
I think having to bantam a little bit. You know, these guys who kind of like suddenly go great gangbusters in the T20.
Banton did amazingly yesterday. I will
I
have
did
none
say
of that.
happened with a D on
Okay,
it.
all right. See,
Anyway.
if you'd said Will Smead, I'd have taken it because
I'll
he
take
has.
Smead 100%. I think that Smead is a better example.
Well, I think Banton's coming back a little bit. I mean, notwithstanding the way he's had a bad spell.
Talking of coming back, here's Abbott.
I need to go. Bye.
Bye. Salt just dabs that down onto the offside and slowly jogs his way through it. Ajit, how do you see this balanced at the moment? Who's got the edge?
Well, I would say Australia is slightly ahead simply because it'll take only one of these two to get out, and suddenly we don't know what chances England will have.
Yeah.
But however, it is a T20 game. 10 overs of these two probably will kill the game on the obverse, isn't it?
But you're right, there's a lot of pressure on these shoulders as Abbott comes in once more, and Livingstone dances down the wicket, goes to swipe it and ends up pulling it round. Very, very fine. He did not mean to do that at all, and Inglis dives towards it, but it's over the boundary for a 4.
Yeah, you got to give credit to Inglis. He chased all the way from
Printed all the
wicketkeeper.
way, poor guy.
That was Well, I mean, it was a horrible shot. I mean,
it was a terrible shot.
You cannot practice this. No.
Well, maybe you say so. He was like a man chasing a dog down the street before he gets to the dual carriageway. He was as desperate as that, but he didn't make it. And then he leapfrogged over the boundary.
Very agile man, clearly.
Yeah. Impressive in so many ways. Well, Abbott's not too bothered about that because he thinks I should have got more out of that one. Livingstone steadies himself. Just this time plays it off the back foot and they're racing through for a single. That 4 buys a little bit of breathing space. And so, I really agree with you. And actually, when we were talking about why they're chosen to bat first or bowl first or whatever they might do, I think with a lengthy tail, surely it makes more sense to bat first. So you're not putting undue pressure on that side when they're falling behind the scoring rate.
They're actually not comfortable in their bowling. Otherwise, they would have batted first.
Yeah, I think it clearly must be why. Anyway, Abbott comes in for the next delivery. It's a slower one this time, a slower bouncer, and Salt just guides that round deep back.
Oh dear!
It's misfielded in quite a dramatic way. They get through for a second run on that.
I think that was 3.
No, they got through for 3 there in the end. Yeah.
Oh, very good. Okay, that's it.
Yeah, I mean, it was good from Salt in his placement because I think it's Connolly who's had to run a long way around there, but he's just gone down with one hand and he failed to pick it up.
He's limping a bit afterwards. Is it Fraser McGurk?
Oh, it's Fraser McGurk again.
It's Fraser McGurk.
Yeah.
So whether he's actually injured himself or he's trying
something
to
wrong with his right
excuse.
ankle. No, something wrong with his right ankle.
He's definitely hobbling.
Yeah.
But whether that's a psychosomatic, it wasn't me, it was my ankle, honest God. It's number 77, Abbott. In what's more,
wow.
and this time he swipes it towards Fraser McGurk.
Same guy.
He attempts to get it, he almost gets a hand to it, but it's over the boundary rope for a 4.
Now my innings going, great guns, I hit the ball, 4 runs, I hit the ball and it went for 4 runs.
I mean, it's ugly, but it's effective from Livingstone in this over so far.
Very cruel though. I mean, once on that side made him run all the way, now on his other side where
it's kind
the
of
ball just barely eludes him.
It's beach cricket for a sadist. If you're going to hobble, I'm hitting it downwind. It's delivery. Well, Fraser McGurk is more part of the game than perhaps he ever wanted to be at this stage. As Abbott comes in again, and this time Livingstone pulls it again, and this time he pulls it with more authority, but he still gets the same. That's another 4.
1, 2, 3, 4. One more time.
That leaves England on 65 for 2. Hendo, what's happening in the social version?
Oh, it's gone crazy. Ashley Partridge is just spilling their guts all over it, saying, "Hi, England, on top now." Dara Azizi says, if all else fails, Darren Stevens is available.
Yes.
Yeah, what is Darren Stevens doing now that his career is finished? Is he coaching anyone? Let's see what else we got. Bottling It says S. Sam, patented and perfected in England. And Ian H says that's what I guess he's referring to Fraser McGurk. He says that's what I call a cringery, which is I got the feeling that he started limping after he retrieved the ball,
No, he
having
was not
misfielded.
running right.
Really?
no,
I thought it was when he fell on his arse.
You're a kinder man than we are. Anyway, we've got a change of bowling. We've got Cameron Green in now.
Right. Okay.
Big wingspan, lot of lift off the pitch potentially, Mr. Green.
So he comes in number 42. Sort of a half tracker. It's nurdled away onto the leg side by Salt just for one. Shall we jingle up the Green?
Indeed.
We are the Cameron Green Appreciation Society. God save Mitchell Marsh's brand of all-round variety. We are the Cameron Green Preservation Society. His injuries cause all of us excessive anxiety.
Well, perfect timing there as he comes in for the second ball. It's cut by Livingstone. Quite handsome. Now, was that put down or was that just...
No,
it's just misfielded.
Half stop, I think.
Oh, okay.
He hit it into the ground from what I saw. But
I'm getting overexcited. Just the single there for Livingstone. He should have tried one of his crazy pull shots instead. So Cameron Green, I don't think bowled last match, did he?
I think he did right. Yes, he bowled 2 balls to finish off Bartlett's over.
Yes. Of course he did.
I don't know. Did he then bowl another over? I'm not sure, to be honest.
I don't think. Well, if he bowls 2 more now, they'll have a full over across the 2 matches. So let's keep our fingers crossed for him. Salt dances down, then turns around and pivots really, and takes it to the deep backward square line boundary for a 4.
Yeah, poor ball. Yeah, that was an absolute gimme, wasn't it? It's down the leg side, and he knew there was no one fine.
No, but he was ready for it, so it's very well thought out by Salt. He looked
really
like he was waiting for a ball on his middle stump even.
Very
half
risky.
swiveled as the ball was delivered.
I think
very risky as well. It almost looked like he pivoted his bat from his bollocks.
Yeah, I think he knew. I think he knew how square the man at long leg was.
Yeah, very
Exactly.
intelligent. Green comes in again here. This time it doesn't pitch.
Well, a surprise full toss.
Yeah, there's not always good to have a surprise full toss. Well, Salt still gets a single for it. 7 from the over so far. Salt, the Prince of Wales, showing his true worth here. And we need it, like you said, Ajit. One of these two has got to come good with the big runs.
Oh, they need to take it deep. They need to take it past 150 for England to stand any chance, frankly.
Well, I've got a sneaky feeling Bethel is going to do well tonight, based on the square root of 0. Livingston faces up now for the final ball. Just dabs that out behind on the offside. This comes through for a single. England's currently on 73 for 2. Around about the same score that Australia were.
So they are meeting the required run rate. Required run rate is close to 10. They're about 10 and over. That's all they need to do.
As always with Australia, however, the match will be when Zampa comes on and how England deal with him. They didn't do it so well last match. Green comes in to complete the over. Salt dance down and pulls it with a great deal of ferocity, but I think he's only going to get 1 there. The effort that he put into that, he should maybe have deserved more. But anyway, the over is finished. The 7th over. England on 74 for 2. Endo.
Oh my goodness, they're all coming through so quickly. I did see mention that Darren Stevens is coaching at Chesterfield. Is that right? In Kent? Is that a school? Is that a club? Maybe we can clarify that. Aussie, boo boo boo, says Ashley Partridge, who also asks Jay, do you like chicken nuggets? I don't know what that's all about. I saw him at the barn and had a few pints. Is that another reference to Darren Stevens? I imagine Darren Stevens is still playing club cricket. He's the kind of guy who'll always play cricket, won't he?
He'll be in on a Zimmer frame coming into bowl.
He is
Can't
indeed.
see him as the school master. You know, one of those old school George Smiley characters.
The moment has arrived.
It is indeed this man.
The enemies of the mighty fear many things.
Throwing no shade onto the young man. He looks.
They fear above all others.
I mean, he looks way too hip to be on a cricket
Adam Zampa.
I'm amazed to see that Adam Zampa is already 32. I thought he was
he has a kid of his own, eh?
I thought he was still about 25.
He looks at least 22.
Yeah.
As he digs that in this time, and it's dug out in return. But yeah, Zampa, you're right. He's got the hipster flair that you need nowadays to be an international cricketer for Australia.
All right, but This is the real important throw of the dice if you're Australian.
Yeah, this
bowling
is it.
attack, of course.
Absolutely. The Salt plays this out onto the offside. They think about a single but realise it isn't there, and then the throw comes in, it's wild, and they think about another single, and they realise that isn't there.
Good backing up, because he had come off the fence about 15 yards, so
Yeah,
that's very good
smart.
backing up.
Smart cricket from Australia here.
So
after-
Green thanking his teammates.
Yeah.
It was Green who threw that reckless throw.
He still looks like a complete dosey fucker to me. I mean, England have got Harry Brook and they've got Cameron Green. I like a dosey off.
Okay.
Those two.
Come on.
Zampa comes in. A bit more air this time, a bit more on the leg, and Salt can't really do anything with it at all.
He's still not turning one off the straight, is he?
No, but this is what Zampa.
No, this is good
We've got it's
flight.
great. Yeah, and we've got they've got Zampa, we've got Rashid. These guys are top quality operatives who tie
I was
up
a
the game.
little unfair on him. My apologies.
No,
That one did turn a little.
Comes in again. This time it's swatted out, a swatting square drive from Salt this time. Probably just going to pick up a couple there as Connolly, Fraser McGurk's lookalike, throws it in from the other side. They're like mirror images, either side square of the wicket.
The mullet, the blonde mullet.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
I
Both
think
look very young as well.
They do. Well, this is a theme. It's the fresh Australian air for you.
Fair enough. Or all the cow milk from the big farms in New South Wales or wherever. But all right.
Zampa in again. This time he can play it off his legs, Salt, and again I think he'll get. No, they're settling for a single there. I thought there might be a couple there, but they've decided to jog through.
I see a distinct pattern here. They're going to play out Zampa. He's the one guy they're actually going to be a little careful with. Everyone else, the way they were striking, it's almost like they're walking down the wicket and hitting the bowlers out.
I think, partly that is, because there is so little pace on Zampa's deliveries as well. But he has grown into it. I mean, he was always a good bowler. He's grown into a very canny one.
Anyway, he comes in to complete his over, and this time Livingstone's moving down the wicket, manipulating it for another single. This is a very fine over.
But just to prove me wrong, he did advance.
Well, he came down the wicket, but he didn't throw his head up in the air.
There was no kitchen sink.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Some tweets. Dara Azizi says, Chesterfield is an expensive suburb of Whitstable. I didn't think Whitstable was big enough to have a suburb, but there you go.
Or an expensive one.
And Whitstable itself is quite expensive, isn't it? It's about 8 miles from Canterbury. Sadly, I'm not allowed into your country, says Jay Grover to Dara Azizi. I'm not sure what that's about, especially not with my pink pyjamas. Now, Pom on Twitter, or is it Blue Sky? It's Blue Sky. Says, last time I saw legs like Hendo's, they were in a butcher's fridge in the old mutton section. Which I think is cruel. My legs are coming under a lot of attack. I'm probably going to have to hide them beneath trousers in the future.
Well, talking of hiding legs and hiding lights in bushels, so we got Matthew Short coming on to bowl some off breaks.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm surprised they didn't use. There are other spin options. They may not be front line spin options, but I'm surprised they didn't use them the other night. But anyway, here he is.
He comes in. Livingstone sweeps that vigorously, square of the wicket, but he's just going to get a single there. Now, if you're going to play Zampa out, then you have to go a little bit with this guy.
They will, but this is also a good bowling change if you ask me. I dare say Head may bowl a bit himself. Just to see, just slow it down. Yeah. As fast as the ball is coming, it's disappearing as equally faster. Slow the bowling down.
Next delivery is incoming now. Gives himself space. It goes high in the air. Has it gone long enough? Well, it's gone long enough for him to be caught by Abbott in the deep, and the wicket is taken.
Well, that's a little bit poor from England, I have to say. But as you said, if they're going to use these spin options, and Zampa is considered the danger man, someone had to go, and the unfortunate man to go is Phil Salt.
Well, it remains to be seen if the newcomers, there is Cox, there's Bethel.
No, we lost Cox. Cox is gone.
I'm afraid to say.
Yeah, Bethel remains.
Yeah, Bethel will probably be in next. I kind of felt that Salt was key because he can hit such a long ball and he can hit it cleanly. Sometimes Livingstone cloths it, whereas Salt, Yeah, I say that, but he's kind of clothed that, hasn't he, Salt?
Yeah.
I mean, if those straight boundaries aren't very long, he really didn't get hold of that at all because it was caught sort of 15 yards inside. The new batsman is indeed Jacob Bethel, who struggled. We got an incredibly long jingle for him, but I'll play it and then.
Fade it out again.
Now he plays for the English team.
Oh, it's good,
So
isn't it?
that he is an all-rounder, but that remains to be seen.
Lovely.
Indeed.
Beautiful
Okay.
work.
The Brummy boy is ready. Flicks it off his legs this time. He had a tough time. Just the single. He had a tough time in the previous match, didn't he? He didn't really look. He was at the
He looked
races
too
before.
nervous.
He looked incredibly nervous, but I've got faith in him this much. I don't know what I'm basing this on. I'm not really basing it on anywhere. But the man who it's on the shoulders of at the moment is Livingstone, as in the previous match. Short comes in again, and again he can simply just push it into the leg side. Probably for a single, I would say.
Yes.
Yeah, he's annoyed with himself, isn't he, Ajit?
Yeah, he thinks he should have placed it a little better, looking for 2. But this is a reasonable way to finish this over. Short is a very canny limited overs bowler.
Yeah,
he's grown quite a lot over the last 2 years.
Yeah, he's bowling around the wicket as well to cramp the batsman.
And cramping is exactly what he does again, although Bethel goes back and rather dramatically pushes it down the pitch just for a single. This is a fine over so far for a sort of part-time spinner.
I dare say a fine brace of overs. If you take the previous over from Zampa, that's where the pressure built up.
Yeah, things are slowing down at the moment for England. Livingstone gets ready to face. This time he can push it behind square. Very fine this time, but there is a man there. He's just able to get another single.
However, when I see his action, I think there's a bit more bend in the elbow, but maybe he's within the range. Anything on the socials?
We'll have a look at that. Crunch time Zampa, says Nicholas Agar. England is my country, says Dara Azizi. I'm just here to promote the virtues of education. I bet I could get you into the country, Jay. I mean, maybe what part of the country? Salt always seems to do that, says for England, says Pokey Bumfinger. Dara Azizi says hi, Pokey, and Ashley Partridge says no. Well, yes, I'm afraid so. Curran, Overton, and Cast to come next. But England, if England lose another wicket quickly, then they are in trouble, I would say.
Yeah, they are heading towards toast as Zampa comes in. And Livingstone backs away, but Zampa sees him, pushes it further out into the off, and Livingstone's only able to push it out for a single. Green practicing his throwing again, slightly burnished by what happened previously.
Yeah, and he didn't look comfortable throwing that. It went away earlier than he had wanted, and I think he just sort of rolled it to the keeper. We see a replay of how he dismissed Bethel. I think Bethel has one bad habit. He moves around way too much in the crease.
Yes.
He doesn't look to be staying steady the moment he's going to play the shot. We saw it in the first 2 balls. Maybe it's just a natural sort of a technique he's developed, but that will not work at the highest level.
But I wonder if it's a little bit of nerves, like you were saying before as well. Zampa comes in this time, just rocks back and he pushes it out. He's able to be fielded at mid on there. Yeah, I just wonder if there's a bit of nerves. This guy is an exceptional talent. As is Cox. They've got every chance of making it. They've just got to take a deep breath and go for it in this match.
Let's see. I mean, he has nothing to lose, right? He has a similar sort of a partner at the other end. And he looks accomplished. The shot making looks good. Just he looks a little jittery, but as you say, early days yet. Yeah.
Livingstone, the senior member of the team now, is ready. He steps away and then he pulls it hard. But it goes straight into the hands of Tim David, who laps it up gratefully, and it's just another single. That's all out to face. Go on, Pendo.
He was just trying to get that a little bit square and didn't quite manage it, did he? Maybe it was a little bit early on the shot.
He's bowling well.
Hard. Oh, sorry, go on, Ajit.
He's bowling well to his field, Zampa. You see that he's set up the field where the field is on the leg side, both cow corner and long on are a bit wide. So he's making sure the batsmen hit there. They're not in a traditional air quotes sense where they would normally be.
Well, I think also it looks increasingly difficult to get it off the square at the moment. Timing seems to be quite difficult as a dot ball there from Zampa. Yeah, Bethel looking around. He looks nervous. He's fiddly. But he's got bags of talent, backed by Brian Lara, backed by Gary Sobers. He has the great of the game behind him.
No, but I was worried about the two-pace nature of the pitch. Let's see.
Yeah, as he dances down the wicket this time, but is unable to get another run, another fine over from Zampa. We're due a change after this ball.
Yes.
Let's see if Bethel will still be there when that change happens. Twirling his bat, reminding me of the Black Prince at the Battle of Crecy. Let the boy win his spurs. Let's see what he can do. Well, this time he tends to drive it and edges it, but he edges it with a slice of streaky bacon all the way for a 4.
It's
Wow. And the over ends with England on 90 runs.
Thank you, and I'll see you again later.
See you later. Well, as we're doing a changer, I'll just read out some tweets. And Nicholas Agar saying, short stuff now. Joe Grover said to Nicholas Agar, the fact I immediately went to Mazepam is a wee bit worrying. Ashley Partridge, I like your thinking. England can still win. But England do need, as you say, an over.
They need an over. They probably need 2 overs. However, at some point they will get pace again. I think they've got a little bit patient here. They've got to try and score. I mean, that was a handy little 4 at the end of the over. It means that they get 8 off that Zampa over, which is all right, really. If you can get 6 to 8 off a Zampa over.
Yeah, agree. It's short. They can't be letting short get away with overs of 4 and 5, though.
Well, no, I think that's what Phil Salt was trying to do. He was trying to hit him out the attack, wasn't he? But
yeah.
Always the way in T20. You can get it slightly wrong, and that's it. You're done. But you've got to be aggressive.
Yeah,
they've got to kick. The problem is it's bloody batting order, isn't it? I mean, you've got Sammy Curran next, followed by Jamie Overton and Bryden Cass. I mean, Sammy Curran's capable. I mean, if Sammy Curran's got to just come in and belt it for 5 overs, I feel all right. But I don't want him really facing 8 or 9. I mean, although to be fair, I've seen him blast it around for Surrey. He comes in
at the moment, though, with England, he just seems to be going to. I mean, it feels like he's living out his own personal version of the Book of Job. I mean, he's just going through tortures every time he puts on the England shirt at the moment.
Yeah, he's not having. I mean, after exactly that, I mean, he was man of the tournament, wasn't he? When we in Australia, then had a shitty IPL after that, and hasn't really done much since.
No, I feel for him a little bit. It just isn't happening for him. But you're right. He shouldn't be coming in for anything sooner than 4 overs to go, 5 overs to go.
No. And exactly that, and he should be sort of 7 or 8 in this side, really.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, it's an odd lineup.
I mean, they must be having a drinks break up, is he?
Yeah, I think so. It's also, we were just saying before, I personally feel if you've got a batting lineup like that with a very, very long tail, you should be batting first. Because I think the pressure that comes, the scoreboard pressure when you're batting second, is not good for those tail ender guys.
No, I did put a bet on England. I got 5-2.
I mean, they could still do it.
I mean, they're up at a rate.
Yeah.
They're only 1 wicket behind Australia. And we did get some cheap wickets at the end. They got a really good last over, though, didn't they? It went for 18, which was a bit tricky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, those last few overs were poor from England, actually.
Here's the lanky green in, and that's whipped off his legs. Just down, and they come back for one, I think.
Just the one, I think, yeah. I'd like to see Bethel do something. I don't really know much about him, but who does he play for, James? He seems to know more about him.
He's a Warwickshire guy, and he's very, very exciting. He really is. He's got a ton of potential.
He's going to be something serious.
He's my heaven 17 man.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. He's that. But he is. Him and Cox have just both got massive chances of making it.
Green in again, and that's knocked into mid wicket, and there will be overthrows.
No, there's no overthrows. They get a single. Yeah, it was Luz at the stumps, but there was clearly backing up, and I think Livingstone had gone too far anyway, and he'd sprinted to get there and ran way past the stumps.
Yeah. But he's an interesting character, isn't he, Bethel? Because he is a Barbadian. His father and grandfather were before him. He knows Gary Sobers. He plays golf with Gary Sobers. He's an eminently well-connected man.
Oh, that scoop just goes back over the keeper's head, and Livingstone's on his arse.
But he gets 4 runs. That's outrageous. I thought he was going to get.
That's the most I don't actually know how to describe that. That's
Well,
amazing.
well, I'll tell you what he did do. He picked that up off a fucking middle stump. I thought he was going to miss it and get bowled.
100%.
Yeah, same.
But he just managed to sort of keep his shape, and actually he just kind of put his bat there and let it run off the face, didn't he? Rather than actually playing a shot.
It came off the maker's name, didn't it? It's sort of like you say, it sort of rolled up and then off.
Yeah, great shot. We'll give him a jingle for that.
It's Nissan She.
Brilliant. Oh, and he tries to do it again, but that is a wide and goes through to the keeper.
He's enjoyed himself.
Liam, calm down. Mate.
Well, the thing is, you've got to get boundaries. I mean, you need at least one boundary and over, whatever happens, especially if you're going to play Zampa safe. So, you know, if you can get these. I mean, the thing is, if the ball's not on the stumps, then you can play these shots. It worries me when they pick them off middle stump because you think, miss that and you're done, mate.
Yeah. Green in, and that's spiked through point, and is picked up on the boundary by a bemulleted Australian who I can't actually see.
That's Fraser McGeek. Who looks a bit
It's
like.
hard to tell between him and Connolly.
Yeah, I wasn't sure whether it was the Mormon or.
I don't know. He looks
Fraser.
Kind of looks like a blonde version of Wayne Rooney.
I know what you mean. That's so hard.
Bloody hell, that's really mean.
Oh,
in
wow.
Again. And that's whipped behind the keeper for 6.
That's an amazing shot. Well, if Livingstone
like whips it, because that wasn't even a reverse kind of. It was like a weird.
It was just a scoop, wasn't it? But I mean, if Livingstone can pull this off, hats off to him. It'll be one of those innings. Well, it'll be the second in 3 years. So.
Although he was last match, was he the highest scorer for England? And
Yeah,
he took 3
he
wickets and he took a couple. He said this is a golden time.
Yeah, see,
This is
for
the best
me,
he's played in an England shirt.
yeah, for a while. I mean, for me, they have problems.
Ooh, he takes that right on the.
He's been felled.
Jordan Cox.
He's been hitting the knackers, and he's gone down like a tree being cut down with a chainsaw. I mean, he looks in a bit of pain there. But
how fast was that one from Green?
I'm not sure it was that quick, but you just missed it. But Green's gone for 24 in 2 overs, so that's pretty good going. Oh yeah, that's never a nice place to be hit. We're down like a sack of spuds. Over to you, James.
Yeah, so we got Ashley Potch saying, what do we need per over? I mentioned that before. Nicholas Ago replied to him, lots of wrongs. David Wood saying this is reminiscent of when the Test team had Caddick, Mullally and Tofnell in the same batting lineup. A bit harsh, but I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Tara Azizi likes his ribeye steaks, I see. I like that.
Here's the Mormon bassist, and he's smacked down the ground, and that's scooped up on the boundary and whipped back in, and they'll get the 1 run.
Mormon bassist.
Are we saying he looks like someone from Hanson?
Oh right.
You remember Hanson?
Yeah, vaguely. They were children, weren't they?
3 brothers.
They were the next Jackson 3.
Yeah.
In again, and that's flighted up.
Oh, please don't be out.
Absolutely dispatched. But not caught on the boundary, but stopped on the boundary.
He looks like a girl.
He did, well, they did. That was Hanson's thing. They had like the dozy big brother, and then they had the lead singer and pianist who looked like a very pretty girl, and the drummer who likewise.
And that's carved up out by Bethel.
He's got away with this. I mean, this is poor bowling.
Absolutely got away with that one. There'll be no run. Connolly in again.
Oh yeah.
That is slammed down the ground. That is going many a mile. They're going to have to get a new ball.
No, it went into the crowd.
2, 4,
that went
6,
like under that tent.
No, it went into the crowd, but that'll make him feel good, won't it?
Yeah, come on. This is what he can do. Honestly, this is if he gets going, he scores so damn quickly.
Well, he must like it. I mean, the guy's an off spinner. Well, he's a lefty, sorry, bowling, so it's coming into him if it's going to turn at all, so it's into his arc.
Yeah, he's getting some tap here now.
Oh, and that's sort of flighted onto his legs, and he
should be a wide,
pips
shouldn't
it
it?
away.
Yeah, it should.
Unless it, yeah, it was. It was given as a wide. Yeah, I was wondering if it hit the pad. Of course, it wouldn't have been, but it didn't clearly, and he got the wide. Some young fans there. I'd like to see that. Over to you, Will.
Oh, and that's carved out through mid-wicket, but stopped by the mid-wicket.
Cover.
Ethel's cover.
He's a lefty.
Yeah, but I tell you what, he's got this because in the first.
I always do that. I hate it.
Ah, no, this in the first match he didn't have any timing. He seems to got his timing here.
And then tries to mount Livingstone at the other end.
Yeah, there's a new joy of sex being enacted in international cricket at the moment on the pitch, listeners.
But you know why that is? His favourite historical figure is Henry VIII. Many wives, and he's a Mormon, so you know he's trying.
There you go. He's trying
to like bring Livingstone into the fold.
Were handsome?
The good news.
Were handsome Mormon? They probably were.
Well, we've no idea. I said they were Mormon, but I don't know if they just give off that vibe rather than.
I think they were. They were definitely like Christian of a flavour.
Everyone in fucking America. Well, 50% of America seems to be nut job Christian anyway.
Sorry,
America.
They were nut job Christian. Just very quickly, we're talking about batting lineups for England. Tottenham quality bat, and David Wood. Just a message from Jay to David Wood. I forgot the batting powerhouse that is Ed Giddens.
Ah, well.
Dara Aziz throws Devon Malcolm into the mix.
I remember Devon Malcolm hitting a quick 20 or something. He could do the West Indian thing and smash it, couldn't he?
Oh, that is absolutely dispatched down the ground for a huge six. I don't know whether it was actually a huge six or whether it's just Sofia Gardens.
And kicks. The number
it was a few rows back.
Six.
At least it's into the crown.
Context.
Yeah.
Big enough. I think so. No one caught it though.
No, have you noticed there's a guy in the crowd who is wearing a dartboard as a headdress with his face in the middle? I want them to hit him.
That would be amazing.
Oh yes.
Oh, and that's hoiked for another six.
Oh, we got a jingle for 2 sixes in a row.
I've 2 6s in a row. 2 6s in a row. 2 6s in a row.
You know you lift me with your 50.
His half ton. Is that in 27 balls? So that means he was quicker by 2 balls than Fraser McGurk.
Yeah, Fraser McGurk got out the next ball though.
Yeah, Stoinis in, and Liam Livingstone is knocked out and gets
he says,
a 4.
Fuck you.
Yeah, he says fuck you.
Fuck you, bitches! I can still bat.
He looks on it now, doesn't he, Livingstone?
This is the second coming of Liam Livingstone. He's rolled back the stone from the cave, and he's come out all guns blazing. This is incredible.
Well, it maybe sticking him at 4 is a better idea. It gives him a couple of balls at least. He doesn't have to go off like a train. I mean, everyone says he's a finisher, but like all finishers, you want to be able to get in to be able to finish, right?
Yeah.
Stoinis in, and Livingstone drives that down the ground, and it's picked up, and he will get a single.
But also with being a finisher, you've actually got to have something to finish in the first place.
Yeah, exactly.
And too often you come in and it's just desperate situation.
Yes.
The deck is blazing.
Do you reckon it's the fact that this is his second coming that made Connolly try and mount him a minute ago.
Maybe, but it's also
he got the Mormon horn.
But it also gives Bethel time to relax a little bit as well. If someone's going like a train at the other end. I mean, they've gone for 16 or so, 17 or so over already, you know.
And he's in again, and that's whipped away. Square and... Well, not square. 3 point.
Mid-wicket.
Mid-wicket. No, that was point.
No, he's a left-hander. He's hit it to the leg side, hasn't he?
Oh, yeah. I get left and right so confused. I hate this. I'm only good at it when I'm actually in it.
Ah.
Oh.
So a slower ball and missed through the keeper. Is that the end of the over? It is the end of the over.
Shall we head over into socials? There's a suggestion here from Nicholas Agar, very interesting, that the ex-footballer Leon Osman was a Mormon. I don't know if that is true or not. Mayank is saying to you, Bear, 52% of the UK voted for Brexit, so who's nuts now? Jay Grover,
the 52 fucking percent are nuts, clearly.
Yeah.
An easy answer.
Fucking mentalists.
Jade Grover got some good inside knowledge on Devon Malcolm. He did a thing with him once, an anti-racism thing in Sheffield College. Lovely man. Convinced he were a proper batsman. And then, unlikely, I think I'm going to say, but Messi is an expert on Hansons, on the Hanson brothers, and tells us they were from an evangelical Christian family.
There you go.
There you go.
Evangelicals.
Obsessed.
Yeah.
So Connolly is obsessed with bass and Jesus.
Yeah.
His Zampa. Ooh, that is whipped off the legs. Down the ground.
That's a great shot.
That is a really lovely shot. And he'll get 4.
I was going to say about the 52%, but the thing is, it wasn't 52% because we only had a 70% turnout.
Yes, it was 52% of those who voted.
Exactly, and it guaranteed all the old fuckers voted because they always vote. All the racists voted, and then all the kids who wouldn't have voted for it couldn't vote because they're all under 18.
Yeah. Ooh. Oh, that is down the ground, really high.
That is out of the ground.
That's massive.
That is out.
That is enormous. He's battered that.
So huge. He is like.
Lovely shot that, and that was Zampa as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, he's playing him with such confidence. But this is what he can do.
I'd never seen him before, and I saw him in the last game, and he got 2 runs.
And he looked useless. He was like a headless chicken the way he played in the last game.
Exactly. Well, Heaven 17 is coming in.
There you go. It's a comeback. Forget the 90s retro comeback. This is all about early 80s now.
Zampa in. And that's clipped.
Oh, into a gap.
Next side.
Offside.
No.
Yes. He's a left-hander. He's hit it out to cover.
Oh no.
Leg side is where your legs are. Offside is away from your legs, isn't it?
Doesn't matter. Off his legs.
Yeah, but it's not off his legs. Off his legs is to the leg side, isn't it? Just saying. Yeah.
This is like an existential argument. This feels like the entrance exam for an Oxford college. Discuss.
I don't know.
It was 4 runs anyway.
Yeah. And off the gun bowler, off Zampa. He is currently travelling.
Gone well.
That went somewhere.
Oh, and I think that's 4.
Actually, I don't know whether that was 4 or not. Did that go across the boundary?
Well, I didn't go across the boundary, but I think that Cameron Green, he's basically slapped it wide of long on, hasn't he? And Cameron Green's at deep mid-wicket. He's come around, slid on the ground, fielded it, but I'm sure he's in touch with the. He's in touch with the.
He's all over.
He's all over the boundary. That's 4 runs. Fuck off, Greenie.
On the floor, and one more fall than the 4 before. That's what 4s are for. To get funky on the dance floor.
You don't often see Zampa go. What's he gone in this over? 4-6-4-4.
He's astonishing. This was not part of the script tonight when Zampa put down his espresso and came in to bowl.
No.
This is it. Him and Bethel and Cox, if one of them comes off from this series, that's a big plus for England.
And that's that way.
Cut. Behind square on the offside. Down towards backward point. They get 1 or 2? It's 2, didn't they?
Is it? I think that was 2.
Yeah, I think it was 2.
Well, this is looking damn good for England at the moment, I tell you. 42 needed from 37 balls.
With 7 wickets in hand.
Yeah, beautiful.
That should be a walk in the park, but we have seen things go awry. 20 off this over. Which is really good. Required 6.8. Current run rate 10.99.
When was the last time that Zampa went for this many in an over?
Well, occasionally everyone goes for this many, don't they? Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. You can be the best bowler in the world, and people get a couple of lucky edges and stuff. But
here it is, and that's square
to cover.
And yeah,
no run.
No run. Shall we hit the socials?
Yeah,
see
hit the socials.
What's going on there? Nicholas Agar pointing out, yes, we all agree with you. Brexiters read Little Englanders. Ian H saying, apparently Hanson have spoken about their Christian faith, but they're not Mormons. We know, and this is from ChatGPT, so it has to be true. Nicholas Agar saying, Livingstone, I presume. Jay Grover said, we're on the sofa when Giddens came in. Third behind Ravi and Bill Cash on Tits Up Drunkitude. Dara Aziz remembers Devon hitting Warren for a few boundaries in what I believe was his highest score. 29 ?
Something like that. He took him for a few sixes. It was a short but sweet innings, I seem to remember. I'm glad to see that Dara is only 50. Is God scored everywhere, but I'm happy to be an atheist. I thought I was going to offend you because you are in Maricopa County, which is probably surrounded by the God squatters, isn't it? It's all evangelical around there, so I didn't want to offend you, Dara.
Abbott in, and he feels off his own bowling, and they scramble the 1.
And Dara's got a question for you, Will.
That was pretty. Huh?
Well, Dara's got a question for you. You get left and right confused. Are you American?
No, I've got hydrocephalus, so about 2/3 of my brain doesn't work.
But do you know the left and right thing? My wife can't.
The reason I should know the left and right is my right hand works and my left hand has cerebral palsy. So I should know, but I still don't know.
That's where we
I know
stick off and like. Ooh.
Go on.
Oh yeah, shit.
He cut it.
Sorry.
Cut out to point and was a single. 2, actually, they got back for 2.
Bethel looks so damn confident at the moment.
He does, doesn't he? He looks comfortable now.
Really showing his skills.
A couple of big hits now, and it puts it beyond them, doesn't it? I mean,
yeah. You would think so.
You'd think so, but Abbott in, and that's driven down the ground, and that'll be cut off kind of in the cow corner area-ish. Did they get 1 or 2 there?
Back for 2.
Yeah, very nice. Can I inject a slightly pessimistic note, which is that if England, as they should do, win this match, I hope they don't think this proves that their strategy of playing a long tail is a good one.
I really hope
I don't think so. I mean, I think this is a bit horses for courses.
Yeah.
With the people who are out. I mean, Stokes is never coming back, but I mean...
Yeah.
Ooh. That was sort of weird. That kind of climbed on him a bit, and that is. Did they take the run? Or?
Yeah, they took the run.
Single.
Went square off the leading edge out to point, and they got through for a single. Yeah, I mean,
weird. That
even
of got weird height.
Yeah, I mean, even if out of Jordan Cox, Will, what's his name? I was just about to say Will Young, but it's Will Jacks. And
Will Young might do better.
Well, he may do.
Yeah, in again, and he absolutely clobbers that for 4.
Oh, did I go for 6?
He went for 6, yeah.
I was at 6. I thought
it bounced inside the boundary, but
Same here, but
I thought that bounced inside the boundary.
I'll take the umpire's call on that. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, it did. Just over the boundary. It's pretty flat. I would have played a Smacksman jingle, but actually I'm getting rid of it, Hendo, because little beknownst to us until I actually heard it is the taken out completely of the beginning of a Beyonce song, and if we play it, we get dinged on YouTube. I'm trying to delete all the jingles that kick off YouTube, because actually I figured out we can actually make money out of adverts on YouTube.
And that's picked up by mid-off. Or, well,
yep,
more
it was mid-off. Well, he was halfway back, but he hit it quickly to him, and that is the end of the over. And it's time for a switcheroo.
Yeah, I'll just do a couple of... Oh, go on, Will, sorry.
I was just going to say that's me done for the night.
Yes.
I'll just do a couple of messages as we're transitioning. Jay Grover saying to Dara, I'm so baffled that thou's an Arizona sheriff. And Dara comes back, I started as a police officer for Kent Constabulary and just kept going, Jay. Why are you baffled? And then we've also got a couple of big ones to be quite nice, says George McPherson. England needs some boundaries. Well, I think we're in a good place to be doing that, but he's looking for another 6. But England needing 31 off 30.
I think Dara, because, I mean, I just watched a film called Rebel Ridge, if anyone's seen it on Amazon or something. Hendo, come on, it's you, mate. You're in. Have you fallen asleep?
All right. In the meantime, Australia have gone back to their air quotes trump card, who's been mauled today, but he's still...
He has been totally mauled today. Livingstone is facing up to him as well, gives himself a little bit of room, scoots along the ground, and he manages to dig it out to the covers, and there's no run. But I think if this over was even a maiden from Zampa, I think they'd have done enough of him to give himself a slap on the back and say we should get through this now. 31 required from 29 balls. Should be an absolute breeze with 7 wickets in hand. But you know he can fuck things up.
He looks like class, Bethel. Really classy.
Yeah, he did. He looks good, doesn't he? Steps away does Livingstone, and then just works it around the corner to a very fine leg. And someone just about comes into view now, and they get 2 runs from that. Yeah, no.
What I can see. Yeah, go on.
No, I'm thinking of Dara. I mean, just around that part of area, and I see all these American films and Maricopa County. You hear about where all the election deniers are, and I just think, oh God, isn't everyone mad around there? But if you're in Kent Constabulary, clearly you're a sane Englishman of heart, maybe. Yes. He's found himself out there and carrying on a career, which is fair enough. That's thrown up, tossed wide. Wow. Livingstone managed to follow and get the bat out, battered it at the man at cover. Bounced just before him, he was only able to palm it off down towards long off, and eventually they got back for 2. It's Connolly, the handsome brother.
That was a very good strategy by Zampa. He almost anticipated the batsman charging him and flighted it slower and wider outside off. It took all of Liam Livingstone's reach to actually get to it, and he nearly hit it straight to extra cover.
Well, he kind of did, but it just dropped short of him, doesn't it? It was a kind of a hockey slash in the end. But he's on 68 off 36, so he's batted extraordinarily well. Zampa, again, he gives himself some room. Can't beat the man at cover, Connolly. And,
but it's all right, what you said. They'll be taking this comfortably. They'll be seeing Zampa off, if possible, wicketless. But they'll take the runs. You know, the remaining 4 overs, they can score the 26, 28, whatever is required. There's 26 required of 27.
27 required of 26.
If England didn't win this will be like almost as big a choke as South Africa in the final of the World T20 against India.
Good one. Yes.
Well,
good one.
Yes. Well, if England didn't win it, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Liam Livingstone just pokes that one up to long off, takes the easy single.
Apparently, he can play with the straight bat.
Well, yes.
Well, I was going to make a point actually at the end of this over. Is that the end of the over? Oh no, there's
1 ball left.
Maybe they're struggling with the wet ball tonight. Didn't seem to be a problem for them on Wednesday, but with 1 ball to go in his spell, Zampa is really having to give it the towel treatment.
It's wet. Like it's wetter in Wales.
Wet Wales, yes.
Yeah, of course, you know the Dew's heavier.
It's true.
26 required of 25. Bethel is going to face up to the last ball of Adam Zampa. He's gone none for 36. Tosses it up outside off stump, and then he chunks it up and should be out, but he's not because he hasn't got it far enough down towards long off where Tim David is stationed. Get through for a single. He'll retain the strike. England required 25 or 24. You're supposedly on.
Yes, I am, but it's very difficult to see. Where are we up to? Where did we get up to? Another 6 would help, said George McPherson, who's never happy. He's even more unhappy than me most of the time regarding England's prospects. Jay Gober says he has a fraught relationship with authority. To be fair, so do I. Hendo's legs look like a Francis Bacon painting. Listen, guys, hang on. How much more? Stick are my legs supposed to
They're
take?
doing it because you're talking about it, Hendo. Let it
Well,
be.
I haven't been. I've been off for the last 10 overs or something. I will say, though, I think when you look at the wagon wheel of this innings...
Reverse. Has he been bowled? He's been
Yeah.
bowled. Bethel's gone for reverse hoik off Short, isn't it? Yeah.
Yep.
And
Yes.
Short has the amazing figures of 2 for 5 off 1.1. And Bethel does go eventually. It was darted in at what would have been his off stump. He went for the reverse. He's done well, though. Can't fault the lad tonight. He just missed that. Probably shouldn't have bothered playing that shot. But I guess there was a gap there. And he's feeling confident, and he should do. I mean, he's got... How many balls did he face?
24, was it?
23? 24, I guess. 44.
24 now.
Yeah,
Yes.
off 24. So that's a pretty good innings.
Very good innings.
Hand it to him. But we do have to send him off.
The crowd says, the crowd says, the crowd says
Yeah, he hit a couple of really flat 6s, didn't he? Not only
Very
the
powerful.
6s.
Very powerful and very supple wrists.
Yeah, very, very good. And also his placement was good in terms of when he was hitting just towards mid-wicket long on, he found that gap quite a lot. What was interesting, sitting out there in the green room watching this, and I don't know if you picked up on it as well, I would say that 95% of the runs in that partnership came on the leg side.
Yeah, for sure.
There's almost nothing in the... There was one really lovely shot that Bethel played 2 or 3 overs ago through the covers. But apart from that, everything was going on the leg side.
Yeah, pretty much.
No, it was all bottom hand. It was all slogging and dragging, but some of it looked classy. I'm really impressed.
Yeah.
That,
What I must
hitting.
say is that Sam Curran and Bethel looked like they were separated at birth, because Sam Curran's come in, and I was looking at Bethel all the time, and I thought it was Sam Curran almost.
Well, let's have a jingle for the new man. Face up to his first ball, just plays it up to long on, and he will get a single.
That's kind of out of date, that, isn't it? Liz Yates doesn't come on the programme anymore, does she? Sometimes see she's off to America, but
It was strange actually to see, that he was almost premeditating that shot. We see that dismissal of Bethel. As you say, he was probably feeling confident.
Yeah,
Nonetheless, will Short be the Bumrah if England are to choke him?
Well, well, that would be depressing. Livingstone plays that one up to long on. There's no need to take any risks here, is there? One off a ball until someone bowls a shit ball, hit it for 4, the game's won.
They're doing it very sensibly.
It's a funny innings from Livingstone. I mean, he was basically slogging from the moment he came in and looking horrible, but picking up the occasional boundary. And then he sort of found his range and has pummeled some really good shots.
Well, that's often the way, isn't it? Down the track comes Sammy Curran, hits it in the air. Is he going to get away with that?
No. Oh, my goodness me.
Sammy Curran goes
Connolly,
out
I
for
think,
1
has
off 2. Now Hansen has taken a catch, and Curran's woeful series continues. Well, in fact, he can.
Fuck off! Just fuck off!
Another one bites the dust.
Makes some
I
sense.
think that is going to be out, Fred. Another one bites the dust.
And Short has 3 for 7. Oh, lordy.
But if Australia win, he gets man of the match, doesn't he?
Well, yeah, you have to say.
Absolutely. But what was Sam Curran doing there? He had no idea where he was going to hit that ball.
I don't know. He just
He
didn't
was
get
always
the thick
looking
of
to
it,
hit
did
it
he?
straight up in the air from the way he hit it.
Yeah, I don't really understand that shot. I mean, Curran normally has a little bit of a look and then, gets going.
I guess they figure 3 6s and this is out, and if
Yeah.
Livingston stays at the other end, the people at the other end have license to give it a big heave ho.
But my lud, I draw your attention to what happened in the 100 semi-final.
Yep.
Or eliminator or whatever it was, when Livingston had got a 50 and then got himself out. And
they thought they had the game won, didn't
I
they?
thought they had the
About
game
4
won.
or
Well, in
5.
fact, if the ball had gone a yard either side of the fielder, they would have had the game won. But he hit it down, hit it very flat and down deep mid-wicket's throat, and then somehow they couldn't get over the line. We went to a super over.
In comes the number specialist 7.
Bryden Cast.
No.
Jamie
Oh,
Overton.
Jamie Overton, of course.
Yeah,
oh, he
Jamie
can hit a long ball. That's worked around the corner and is a single. He should get a jingle because he's got one.
Jamie Overton can score a quick half-time. Less racist than his mother's other son.
Yeah, that's right.
That's, well,
All right.
Probably true. Livingstone just plays that down to long
What
on, and
happened
there's
to
no,
Livingstone?
1 run.
He's become Joe Root all of a sudden, bunting the ball with a straight.
Well,
back to
I
the
guess
arm.
you want to get it over in the 19th. You want you want to win it with an over to spare, but you really don't want to take too many chances until if 10 runs are required and you smash it down someone's throat. And mind you, if you smash it down someone's throat with 10 runs required and 9 balls left, and you've got 2 new batsmen there, suddenly it could become a little bit fraught.
yeah, absolutely. You don't want 2 new batsmen out there, not used to the pace of the pitch, because they've got to get the pace very quickly.
Yep.
Something on socials in the meantime?
I can't see. Is there anything on
All right.
socials?
That'll be good.
I can. Well, about Sam Curran, I like this. Ian H says, "Is he a batter or bowler?" Referring to his jingle. ... Fucking neither.
A bit harsh. 173. I can always see England messing this up.
Don't say that. I can too.
No. They'll get over the line.
England are very good at that, though, Ajit.
Nah, just 1 6. One boundary hit, it's over. And they both the teams know.
That's a flat bat out to Short, who's out at cow corner. They'll take the single.
Again, that's the kind of shot, although it wasn't a catch, that's the kind of shot that he played to get out with in the 100. I mean, he's absolutely hammered that, hasn't he?
Yeah.
And probably 2 yards either side of the deep mid wicket, and that's 4. But unfortunately, it was straight to him.
Yeah,
kudos to whoever caught it as well. If you've hit it that hard, kudos to the individual who caught it.
Oh yeah,
Just because
totally, absolutely, yeah.
Yep. I guess Overton would prefer pace on rather than pace off. Gets a leading edge out through the covers.
That's
Get a single. That would have been LBW.
Yeah,
right in front.
I thought that had got through. I thought that had hit him on the pad initially, but as you say, it was a leading edge.
No, but for now, he's gotten what he needs to, given Livingstone back the strike.
Yep.
He had no clue about that ball.
Not really, no.
No.
I'm sure he would have faced Sean Abbott in the county championship as well. So, I mean, a lot of these players would have. I was just thinking, how many of these English players probably played in the Big Bash and know all these guys. Well, he's picked that up. Has he put it in the stand or down someone's throat? It's down someone's throat, but he hasn't caught it. Well, it wasn't down someone's throat. It was Short who had to come all the way. He didn't really get anything on it. I thought it had gone further towards the boundary. Livingstone. He tried to clip it over the boundary, but Short had to come in from Cow. He kind of just about got there, but it was always dropping on him, and he couldn't hold on to it. Probably a bit
I
of a
think he
wet
misjudged
ball.
it.
No, just short.
Short. He did.
Yeah.
I think he did misjudge it. I think he thought it was going a little bit further.
Ooh.
Oh, he kind of went
He
through
got
his
both hands
hands.
to it.
Yeah,
It's
kind of.
It looks different from different angles, I have to say.
That was a chance.
It was a chance. Slippery wet ball. That's pulled out towards the same player once again. A bit of single. It's basically the bowler, Short, and Livingstone.
Livingstone.
Or Staff
Deep into
Overton
the
playing this
corner.
game. 16 required of 14.
Overton, of course, will have faced Abbott in the nets, presumably, at Surrey, because they're both at Surrey
Oh God,
now.
yeah, no, Jamie's out. Sorry now, isn't he?
Yep.
I see. Well, Australia keeping themselves in the game. Yeah, they run. The required is just slightly above the number of balls. England don't want to take this to the last over.
It needs a 4, doesn't it? It needs a boundary just to
ease things off.
ease the pressure a little bit. Yeah,
exactly. And Overton should be the one to try and hit it, to be honest. Which he doesn't do, but he plays it straight back past the bowler with a straight bat. He'll get himself a single.
That was a horrible little chip, wasn't it? I mean, it wasn't a convincing shot at all. I don't know
He's
if it was
not
a slower
looked
ball.
convincing so far.
No, but I think this indicates how difficult it is to come in. And you're playing Jamie Overton as batsman. I think it was a slower ball, or maybe just held
He
up.
was beaten.
Yeah,
It was well bowled.
It was well bowled. And if it had come straighter, Abbott would have had a simple return catch. But it's difficult for a new batsman to come in, I think, and pick up the pace here.
Yep, last ball of the over. Livingstone is facing up. Abbott is bowling. He's smeared that. Has he got that?
No.
Tim
He
David
might come back for 2.
Might come back
Tim
for
David
2.
is really
they
good.
have come back for 2.
Oh, wow.
And he didn't look like he wanted to come back for 2, which was stupid, really, because you got to trust Overton to at least be able to hit a single.
Yeah.
You don't need to hog the strike. Supposedly, him and Bryden Cast can actually bat, or Rashid can bat.
Yeah, I mean, in this situation, he's good enough as well. Yes, technique.
Yeah.
If anything, at the moment, Livingstone's trying to hit the ball too hard. He's looking for that boundary, isn't he? But all he's doing is hitting it to the fielder very, very fast indeed.
Yeah.
He was really struggling on the second run, wasn't he?
Well, he didn't go off, did he? He kind of
He sort of
ambled one and then sort of set off ambling the second and then realised he had to run. 13 required off 12.
And short to bowl.
Short to bowl. The man who's got 3 for 9.
Wow.
Can Overton take him down?
Well, at least the figures look like Bumrah's. Let's see.
Yeah, very, very much so. And it's weird because he's a right arm bowler bowling around a wicket and he keeps taking wickets. It's very strange.
T20, eh?
In T20, he's still around a wicket. Overton does try to give himself some room. He smashes it down to long off. Just the one. We haven't had a boundary for about 3 overs.
I know. It's
I'm just looking at the scorecard now. You're absolutely right.
It's a worry.
At least 3. So
Well, it's not really a worry when you require 12 off 11 because you only need 1.
15th over was the 6 that Bethel hit. Since
But
then, nothing.
if you lose Livingstone, you haven't got the 6 hitter. You haven't got necessarily got the 4 hitter.
Well, he has.
He's nailed that.
He's nailed that.
Has he?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Where is it?
Yeah, it looks like it's
It's
gone out
left
of the
the
ground.
ground.
The cameraman's lost it. It's gone a long way, and that is 6 runs. He's not hanging around. He's going to be man of the match. Oh. I had the volume down, so you didn't really get it, but it doesn't matter. He's hit that a fucking long way.
No, that's a huge shot. I think 90 plus meter 6.
It's gone out of the
It's
ground.
gone out the stadium.
Has that gone down the end where there's the river behind it?
Oh, it could be.
That's the end we were commentating from at the
River
World
Taff,
Cup.
they say.
That's muscle,
It
isn't
has
it?
the River
Yeah.
Taff.
That's pure muscle.
Yeah.
Now just got to dink it around for singles. Now they can do it with 4 balls to spare, or they'll have to bring in players.
So we need 6 to win. If we win by 1 run, no one wins the GPL. I think. What did they get? 1-7.
No, they got 193.
193. So if we get 194, that would be 387. No one gets 387. 392 is.
Was that out? We wonder.
No, that's a wide.
It's been wide-eyed.
Yeah, they haven't even bothered
Keeper
reviewing
opinion.
it. No, well, yeah,
Nah,
of course
it
he
was-
did.
okay.
He was trying to
Nobody
get it
really
not
looked at
wided and hope that they might review it. But
Exactly. No.
I don't think anyone's going to win. I mean,
that's a pity.
7. I mean, I guess if the scores are equal and we score 4.
Oh, lovely drive.
That's driven straight. That might be straight. That is straight back past the bowler. Everyone's
Quality
a little bit
shot.
wide at mid-on and mid-off. That will be 4 runs.
4 on the floor, and 1 more 4 than the 4 before. That's what 4s are for, to get funky on the dance floor.
What about if he hits the 6 to win it?
From here, we would get, 199?
Yeah.
And they got 193?
Yep.
That would be 392.
Got anyone on that?
Oh, 392. No, it wouldn't be 392.
It would be. Yes,
it would be 392. Yeah, then someone will win it.
Ah, right. Okay.
D Wells will win it. D Wells is a cunning one. She comes in right at the end and always wins it.
Ooh.
And
see what he does.
Indeed. He's been bowled.
That is Livingstone again.
Livingstone
with
has
1
been
required.
bowled. 1
he gets
required.
himself out.
Dear, oh dear. Tried to work it into the leg side. Doesn't really matter. Man of the match performance. He gets 87 off of just 47 deliveries. A great wicket. And look, Short's got 4 for 21. Outrageous.
Wonderful bowling as well.
Yeah. Well.
He walked past that one.
He did.
He was looking to hit it off.
won't look back, 'cause by the time that I do,
I guess now England just knock a single, don't they? And run. That's it.
You would, I mean, presumably
8 balls, they'll do it. They'll definitely do it.
Presumably Australia just bring people in on the single, don't they?
Yeah,
maybe leave 1 or 2
eventually
out.
one of them finds a little gap or gets an outside edge and runs off for 4 or something.
Well, he's having a good series, isn't he? With bat and ball. 37 in the first match, 87 here.
2 wickets.
3 wickets in the first first T20, and a couple more tonight. Is this the the second coming of Liam Livingstone.
Well, I hope so. Maybe he's learnt something from being over-ambitious a lot of the
Stick your
time.
hopes of victory up to broadcast. Your hopes and dreams are flying at half mast. When the fighting comes a-calling, all your fears will be falling. Stick it all right up your Brighton cast.
Nice
Well,
song.
England have got 8 balls to do this. My bet's going to come in. I got it at 5-2. That's always a good call.
How much? £5 on it?
£5 on it. £17.50 return.
Not bad.
Not bad at all. Riding cast comes down the track. Hits it
dear.
straight
Hang
up in
on.
the air. I think he's
By
going to be
far,
out.
Matthew Short?
He's out.
He's out.
Yes.
Short as 5-4.
Short has 5 for fucking 21.
What's he doing?
Absolutely astonishing.
Adil Rashid, come out and just knock a fucking single, will you? And just let's get out of here.
Oh dear.
Fuck off! Just fuck off!
You see, I having watched that game, I keep harking back to it. But players think, I've got to play the big shot. Why? You need one run.
Exactly.
He had reached that beautifully. All he had to do was just knock
Exactly.
it.
Just
knock it. Why did
reach
he go
it,
through with
and
the
then
shot?
just stop
Yeah.
the shot, turn it round the corner, find the man on the 45, run through, single, game done. No, I'm going to hit it out and get a golden duck, you muppet. Give him a chance to get a frigging fucking hat-trick as well here.
Yes.
Outrageous.
What if he pulls out like a one-leg ball now?
Oh my goodness
I don't
me.
think. No.
England could be bowled out. That's the other thing.
England could be bowled out.
It's 7
No,
down
they
now.
won't be. Come on. That'll mean some sort of a record.
Adil's got a
Five
brain
wickets
on his
taken
head.
for
He's
no runs
just Adil Rashid is just going to knock this for a single. There you go.
There we are. Got to
And
get
they
through
go through
it,
for the single. They do get through. Single, game 1. No one wins the GPL as it ends up on 387, which is a shame.
Which means it rolls over. What's it going to be next time?
Well, let's have a look. I will tell you. If I put in the number, it will tell me what goes through on the follow through. 387 was the score. No one wins. It'll be £158.
£158 on
the
Sunday.
Third T20.
Wow.
Saturday.
Sunday?
Sunday. Yeah, I'm not in on Sunday, am I?
No. Hopefully you're around to help me get on air.
Yes.
Otherwise I'll have no idea. And it'll take me even longer than normal because I can't bend. Yeah, well, I mean, I'm quite surprised. I thought England would struggle to get 194. But Bethel came good, didn't he? Unfortunately, Jordan Cox didn't. He's still got to do something to justify his selection. But Bethel,
right.
Once he got in, he looked every inch the sort of international player, didn't he? Certainly, in this format.
Yep.
Very good.
Very good indeed. That's the first time I've really seen him. I think it did see him get a 50 in the 100, but this is a different level, isn't it? And he's playing against someone like Zampu, who's got him out on Wednesday, and he's batted extremely well.
All that nervous energy you saw is a part of his technique, I think. All that moving around, that's how he does it. That's
Well,
what
also,
I described.
possibly, and also, this innings will maybe the one that just settles him down a little bit.
Well, exactly. I mean, I think if you get an in, you've got 47 or 43 off of 20 odd.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you go, that's the job done. That's
Absolutely.
my job.
No, it's a very good knock.
If Jordan Cox can do that and Will Jacks can find a little bit of form, then all good. It's
But then-
one all going into the decider.
Well, absolutely. I mean, it's kept it alive. I mean, not that anyone really cares that much, do
Don't
they? about
really care.
these?
Well, we care about beating Australia.
Well,
don't we?
yes,
we don't like
yes.
losing to Australia.
But we can always look and say,
we've
we've got
T20 series.
well, we can always look at it and say, we've got a very weak or relatively weak
Yeah.
team. We're missing some really big guns.
Well, the Aussies would probably say that too.
Well, yeah, they would say that. They're missing Cummins, and tonight they were missing Hazelwood.
Stark, potentially.
Stark, of course, yeah, absolutely. But, both teams are playing weakened teams. My fear after Wednesday was that their weaker 11 was a lot stronger than our weaker 11.
Yeah. That was a good chase by England. It's not easy chasing 190 odd.
Yeah, I think when Salt went, I kind of feared the worst. But
Livingstone did the star turn, and he's shown he's grown a bit more. Maturity
Well,
is there.
as I was saying earlier, him coming in at number 4 with a couple of early wickets down gives him a long way, and I know he tries to carve it early on. If he gets away with it, then he gets his eye in, then he's really capable of these sorts of scores, isn't he? So
Well, he did get away with it early on, didn't he? I mean, he'll be a hell of a player when he learns to play on the offside too.
Yeah.
No, I mean, he does cut the ball pretty well as well and drives, but it lends itself, this form of the game, doesn't it,
Doesn't
to
it, to
the
just-
wacko
yeah,
to the
exactly.
leg side. Yeah,
It's the
so-
baseball hits in the bottom hand, exactly that.
So only two bowlers took wickets. How many did they use? 7 bowlers in the end.
Yeah.
Zampa went for 37, didn't take a wicket. Short 5 for 22 from 3 overs. And Abbott, took 2 for 37.
In 1 over, wasn't it? He took those 2 wickets.
in his first over.
I mean, to be fair, the ball that got Jordan Cox, when you look at the replay and the amount it went off the seam, if it hadn't gone off the seam, it was coming out in the middle of the bat. So, I mean, to a certain degree...
It was a good ball.
It
But he
was a
looked
very good ball.
surprised.
Yeah, well...
Very surprised.
Maybe he was. Maybe he's surprised that the ball went so far off
Well,
the
I
seam.
think... I mean, always when I see the bottom hand come off the bat with a batsman, you feel that something's gone wrong. And that to me, I mean, bat's a long way from the body. And he's given himself room. Yeah, I mean, I'm a bit surprised about Jordan Cox. I thought he would. I mean, he's still got, hopefully, from his point of view, a third game on Sunday to make his case.
Will he make it to the ODI squad as well, possibly?
I can't remember whether I think he was in the ODI squad. Yeah,
He was already in the squad, ODI squad.
yeah, I'll have to double check. I mean, there are 1 or 2 changes from that. But I saw a bit of him in the 100, and I thought, he had a very good average in the 100 and looked pretty good. My only worry was that occasionally, having got off to a real flyer, he would get a little bit bogged down, a little bit like Davey Warner in his latter T20 career. Would go off at all guns early on, but then would struggle to keep it going. Anyway, he will, as we say, hopefully have another opportunity. Although they might turn to Mousley to have a go. I think you'd be inclined to maybe give Mousley a game, but not necessarily drop Cox, because
maybe you would drop Overton. He's a bit of an all-rounder, isn't he?
Yeah,
Mousley?
what is Overton doing?
Yeah, I think
He's
maybe
not
that might be the right thing to do.
Especially, I mean,
Take
if
a
he
full
can't,
batter in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If he can't if he can't bowl, what's the point of having him in there?
Well, he's a good he is a good batsman.
Yeah, he is, but he's not someone you have in your side as a specialist batsman who can't bowl.
No, I don't think
And
so.
Mousley bowls as well, doesn't he?
He bowls sort of quick off spinners, doesn't he?
Well, exactly.
Well, good for T20s.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, you have to say. It's coming from Manchester, isn't it, on Sunday, which means it's probably going to be raining.
Actually, this weekend is supposed to be sunny. So.
Well, I saw that, and then I saw a weather forecast this morning saying that there was rain sweeping into the northwest, possibly sunny. But I'm hoping it will stay north of Manchester, but we shall see. Who plays in Manchester in the middle of September? Crazy. If you think it's cold in Wales and you think it's cold in Southampton,
although it's supposed to be hot, the weather's come from the south again. That's why it's switched over to the temperature's supposed to be rising over the weekend. It's going to be in the 20s again next week, which is good. Pleasant. It shouldn't. I mean, everyone says it is officially the end of summer, but in this country generally, you can get reasonably hot days all the way through to the end of bloody October these days. So.
You can. It's global warming, Bear.
It is global warming.
We just saw a close-up of a little girl in the crowd wearing a T-shirt saying "My Lucky Bear."
Fair enough.
There you go.
Everyone knows me.
His fame spreads far and wide. Anyway, that's it from us, for today. Thanks, Ajit.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
Thanks to Will, thanks to James, and thanks to Messi for a brief appearance earlier. He's probably sound asleep now. Man of the match is Liam Livingstone, who's now being interviewed by Nasser Hussain. But that's it from us for tonight.
It is indeed.
Join us again on Sunday. I think it's a 2:30 start.
I believe so.
We will endeavour to get on air in time, but don't count on it. We'll see you then.
Yeah, you
Cheers.
will. I can do it all from home. All right.
Bye-bye.
See you all later.
Ta-ra.
Bye.
Guerilla Cricket. Whoa. Guerilla Cricket. Whoa. Guerilla. Take guard, man the barricades, patrol the cover boundary. At last the time has come, this is a cricketing emergency. Hear this call to arms for every cricket revolutionary. Take up your bats and stumps for the test match insurgency. At first they tried to silence us, but we would not be silenced. They threatened us with lies, so we threatened them with violence. Che Guevara, Sangakkara, Joseph Stalin, Douglas Jardine, Robespierre, Darrell Hare, Vladimir Lenin, O'Brien, Kevin, Guerilla Cricket. It's not about the winning, it's about how many rules you break. Even in cricket commentary, this is the best advice to take. Pick Guerilla Cricket, it's the finest choice you'll ever make. There's so much more to cricket than rev counters and a slice of cake. At first they tried to sanitize us and clean up our act, but people like it filthy, and we know that for a fact. Fidel Castro, Lenny Pascoe, Carlos the Jackal, Umar Akmal, Mahatma Gandhi, Grant and Andy, Brendan Behan, Austin Ian, Guerilla Cricket. Stick with us, cause you know we're not the kind of thing that you see on the TV and the radio. So vive la revolution. First they tried to buy us, but we would not be bought. Okay, we were, but then we ran away, and we will not be caught. We would not give up the ghost when they left us all for dead. They decapitated us, but we just grew another head. Chairman Mao, Jamie Howe, Ho Chi Minh, Asif Din, Václav Havel, Graham Saville, No Surrender, Percy Fender, Che Guevara.